Stay tuned next for our Game of the Week on Cable Channel 7 in Pontotoc. Pontotoc versus New Albany. Thanks to our sponsor.
This is Patrick Blanson along with Paul Blanson, Mike Campbell, and Mike. We get ready for another big 1-3A division football matchup tonight as the New Albany Bulldogs have traveled here to Pontotoc to play the Warriors in the Warriors' final homestanding football game of the 2000 football season. And a big division football game again, just like a week ago. Big stakes here on the line for the Warriors. Must win, and a must-win situation to keep any playoff hopes alive as they come into the game 7-1, and overall, of course, with the one division loss, of course, last week against Ripley. Mike, big game here for the Warriors again this week.
Really is here. We've got a good matchup here tonight. And every week from here on out, the next 3 weeks, division battles, everything on the line. The Warriors in a must-win situation, as Ripley was last week. Maybe with the backs against the walls, the Warriors will come out ready to play ball tonight. And Patrick, we hope we get a win here in the Hollow here tonight in Pontotoc.
Well, you know, this New Albany team is vastly improved. They're 3-5 overall, but they have been very competitive. I think with the exception of last week, they had maybe a slip up, and Kossuth really laid the wood to them last week at New Albany in a very surprising lopsided win for Kossuth. But these guys have played against Corinth and battled Corinth down to the wire. Corinth beat them 17-7, so they're a very capable football team. Lost 17-14 to a good Water Valley football team, and I think lost a 1-point game to Cleveland in a non-division game, 21-20, and Cleveland beat Amory. So they have played competitive football in every game, maybe with the exception last week against Kossuth. So they're going to play better this week than what they did last week. Teams traditionally do not play put together back-to-back bad football games, so we're going to get New Albany's best shot.
I believe you're exactly right. Both teams with a disappointing loss last week, and both teams needing a win here tonight. I believe we'll see best effort by both teams. I believe both teams will recover from lopsided losses last week and put on a real good show here tonight in Pontotoc.
Well, it's senior night, and of course we'd like to congratulate 11 senior members of this football team playing their last home football game here on this campus, unless the Warriors are able to find themselves in the playoffs, and then possibly get an opportunity to host a playoff game. But and hopefully that will be the case. But if not, this will be the last football game that some of these young men will strap on that black uniform and play here between these two hills, or the hills here at Pontotoc. So a very emotional game. I hope the Warriors play with a lot of emotion here tonight.
We definitely will need to play with a lot of emotion, a lot of pride on the line here as the seniors take the last home stand of the year here, and we're getting set here, and Warriors look like they will receive the ball to start this game off, and Pontotoc need to come out with a great set here on offense here and get the things going Pontotoc's way here in the early start.
Well, Mike, you talked to me before the game, and I told you the same thing before, that I was a little under the weather, and you said you're a little bit under the weather. So we'll be awfully fun to listen to for the next 2 or 3 hours. Hopefully Paul's got a little stronger voice than you and I have, but indeed it ought to be interesting here. Ron Winter, James White standing right along their own 10. The Warriors get this football first in this Division I 3A football game will be underway here real shortly, as the Bulldogs will be kicking off to the Warriors, and of course the Warriors getting the football first to begin this big matchup here at Warrior High School. Of course, a big crowd here in front of us, of course, being that it is senior night, and of course a good crowd across the way from New Albany that have made this short drive. Of course, a big neighborhood rivalry, Mike. These two teams not very far apart in distance, and of course the Warriors have pretty much owned the series in past years. Ron Winter gets the corner over the 30, tries the sideline over the 40, inside the right along midfield, and the Warriors have excellent field position to begin this football game. Good fine return by Ron Winter and a good start for the Warriors.
Yes, it really was. Ron had a lot of acres there in front of him, and I believe if he would have turned on the jets, he might could have outrun the New Albany defense. He was waiting on his blockers ahead of him and was able to get just over the 50-yard line where Pontotoc will take over 1st and 10.
Well, they'll be right at midfield, and the Warriors will have it at that point. They'll put Dedrick Clark and Brian Rucker in the near side receivers. A little different set for the Warriors here to the left. James White, the lone back. He'll get the carry, rumbles over the 50 down to about the 47-yard line. A gain of about 3 yards where he's knocked off his feet by Drew Hardy. Will bring up 2nd down and 7.
James White was one of the bright spots, if there was any, last Friday night in Ripley, with a pleasant game at running back with some 70 or 80 yards total on the ground, and he was definitely a bright spot last week, and we hope to have another great effort out of James White from the running back spot tonight.
You're exactly right. Of course, he and on offense last week, of course, scored the Warriors' lone touchdown there late in the game. We've got a penalty flag that comes in before the ball's ever snapped, and I believe New Albany might have been lined up off sides in the neutral zone. Is going to give them 5 yards of penalty yards, and will cost New Albany some field position. The Warriors get it 2nd down and 2 from right along the New Albany 42. A big play right there for the Warriors, and getting good field, getting some yardage there, making it 2nd down and short. As they'll have White again, the lone back in the backfield, as Ellis Scott's going to be, or Dedrick Clark over to the left here, as he's going to give it to White, and White going to be bottled up right along the 41-yard line, shy of the 1st down. Will bring up 3rd down and about a yard to go for the Warriors.
Justin Rutherford on the tackle there for New Albany. Very stingy defense here in the beginning for New Albany.
Indeed, of course, I look over here, man, look at the size of this defensive tackle at 78 for New Albany, 6'4", 296.
Yeah, he
pretty
was
good size looking kid over there.
He was listed in the Daily Journal yesterday as one of the players to watch for this New Albany team.
Clark goes in motion. They give it to Ellis Scott. Ellis trying to get the corner, does so. He's got the 40 down to along the 39. He didn't need much. He didn't get much, but I think he may have got the 1st down.
A little power running there by Ellis Scott there to take it over the 1st down marker, and it will be 1st and 10 Pontotoc from the 39-yard line.
1st down for the Warriors, their first down of the football game. Will move the chains just inside the 39-yard line, and a new set of downs for the Warriors. Well, the Warriors would like to take this one down and get some points here to start this game off. Get a little confidence. You know, last week that their confidence was definitely hindered a little bit. Of course, you know, the tough week, I'm sure, of practice getting these guys back up after a sound beating that they took, and now the Warriors look like they moved prematurely along the offensive front.
The right side of the offensive line for Pontotoc did start a little early. It was the way it looked from here.
And that's going to cost them 5, a legal procedure against the Warriors, and will cost them 5. Will bring up 1st and 15, moves it back to the New Albany 44-yard line, and it will be 1st and 15 for the Warriors at that point. Some other games here in the area being played, of course. Not as many pivotal, well, I mean, there are all pivotal, of course, in division play, but not as many marquee matchups as there were last week.
That is correct.
White, the lone back in the backfield. The Warriors have the 2 in the slot to the right, 2 receivers in the slot. And now they got movement across the front again, and we'll have to wait and see and sort this one out. New Albany may have been a little bit premature getting into the neutral zone themselves and may give the Warriors a 5 yards back. We'll see, Mike.
A couple of them were pointing toward the Pontotoc players, but no signal so far from the field.
Well, a little bit different in high school football than it is in the college ranks and the professional ranks. If you move in that neutral zone, they're going to call you for moving off sides, of course, and you can't get back and get your stance, of course, like you can in college and professional football. And that's indeed the call. It's going to cost them 5. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors again. They get the penalty yardage back. New Albany has a first-year coach, Mike, and of course came over from a good program at Starkville. As the Warriors give it to Rucker, trying to get the corner, gets inside the 35, beats the DB to the corner, and gets inside the 31. Good job of just beating the DB to the corner and finding positive yards. Good effort on 1st down for Brian Rucker.
Rucker with a nice run there, just showed his speed and just blew right by number 15, Billy Baldwin there for a big pickup of about 9 yards there on 1st down.
We'll bring up 2nd down and real short. We'll call it 2nd down and a yard from right along the 30-yard line as the Warriors have 2nd and short again. They had 2nd and short on the last series of downs as well. As now Ellis Scott will be in the backfield. Ellis will get the carry. plunges over the 30 down to along the 27, and another first down registered by the Warriors. They're second on this drive, and they'll pick up a 3 by Ellis Scott, and the Warriors move the chains.
Again, Ellis Scott just using his power to overtake the New Albany defenders and pick up the needed yards for the first down with a couple to boot all the way to about the 26-yard line.
We'll call it a gain of 4. We'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Warriors from the New Albany 27-yard line. James White again, the long back in the backfield. Dedrick Clark, Brian Rucker, wings to the left or in the slot to the left. As now McBride will give Dedrick Clark, trying to get the corner this time. Dedrick nowhere to go and going to be knocked off his feet in the backfield. A loss of about 3 or 4 on the play. Good lateral pursuit defensively for New Albany. It looked like that Jonathan Cobb might have got up and made the tackle defensively for the Bulldogs. Good penetration by that defensive front.
Yes, someone definitely missed a block there for Pontotoc line and back there way too quick, and the play never had a chance to develop there for Mr. Clark.
Second down, 14 yards to go as it moves it all the way back to the Warriors' 31-yard line. Now the Warriors facing second down in relatively long yardage as they'll have like somewhat of a T in the backfield as they'll give it to Scott. Scott trying to bounce outside, and again, that Bulldog defense real stingy up front. Looked like coming up to make the play defensively was Billy Baldwin, along with some help from some other mates on defense, and a good stop defensively for New Albany, and the Warriors have it 3rd and long.
New Albany defense has definitely gotten stingy here after the Warriors get inside the 40-yard line. New Albany has definitely rose to the occasion here and has done a great job and puts Pontotoc back against the wall with 3rd down and about 15 to go.
Jason McBride and crew will have it 3rd down and relatively long yardage to go. 3rd down and 14 as McBride will call out his signals from that point. Fake toss sweep to the right. Now he's got some pressure or lose it. Throws it back in the middle of the field, complete to Rucker. But real short gain, still trying to stay on his feet. But boy, the Bulldogs really flying to the football. Do a good job of dropping him right there at that point. And it's going to be 4th down and the decision time for the Warriors. Mike, what do you do here? You punt the football, try to get them, wrestle some field position away, or do you try to go for the first down?
I'm not exactly sure what I would do here, but looks like Pontotoc's trying to decide right now and going to take a timeout.
Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 6:52 in the first quarter. Still no score. And 4th down and 15. The Warriors going to go for it. McBride throws it upfield. He's got Rucker open, but the pass is picked off. And it looks like for the Bulldogs going the other way, the defensive back, he's tattooed pretty good. But I tell you what, a good return, and New Albany gets excellent field position on the interception return. Tyler McKenzie, and New Albany forces the first turnover in this football game. Will get excellent field position right at midfield, Mike.
Very, very lame pass there by McBride was intercepted, and obviously it upset him, and he laid the lumber over here on the near sideline.
And the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 just outside of Warrior territory at their own 49-yard line, have excellent field position. Both teams have had the ball on their first possession right at midfield. So it'll be interesting to see what New Albany does with the football with their first offensive possession. Tyler McKenzie, the young man who just made the pick, fumbled the snap and picks up the football himself and able to get back maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe loses a half a yard. We'll bring up 2nd down and a long 10. We'll call it 2nd down and 11 yards to go for the first down.
Nice job by Warrior defense responding to the fumble ball there, and no gain on the play, maybe even a loss of 1 there for the New Albany Bulldogs, bringing up about 2nd and 11.
2nd down, 11 yards to go for the first down. Good pursuit. I think Dedrick Clark, along with a couple others, maybe finished him off at that point. An eye set in the backfield behind McKenzie once again. The near side receivers, Billy Baldwin, as he will roll to his left, looking upfield. McKenzie really tattooed by Big Ellis Scott. He did a good job of just knifing through there, and McKenzie kind of slow to get up right there as he was really nailed by the big linebacker.
That's 2 major blows he's taken here in the last 3 plays. McBride tattooed him when he intercepted the ball, and then Ellis Scott caught him stretched out that time trying to make a pass downfield and really hit him again. This kid here is taking a pounding here.
3rd down, 11 yards to go. Of course, the pass incomplete. And 3rd down, 11 yards to go with 5:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Near side receivers Matt Staten and actually the two backs in the backfield behind McKenzie, as he will give it to the tailback, trying to get the midfield stripe. Maybe that much, maybe inside the Warrior territory along the 48-yard line. Braden Bishop, along with, I believe, Ellis Scott or Dedrick Clark, one made the tackle. It'll be 4th down, and New Albany forced to punt. Good job by the Warriors defensively, and not giving really much an inch right there on the carry for New Albany. Markel Connor, and he found very, very limited running room on that play, Mike.
Nice job by Braden Bishop and Ellis Scott coming up and making a big hit there for the Warrior defense. Putting New Albany into the situation of punting here. Ron Winter waiting to punt from New Albany here.
Winter standing right along his own 20-yard line. Good punt by the punter from New Albany as Winter takes it in at his own 20. Really nowhere to go. And going to be wrestled down about the 16-yard line. The Warriors kind of came after the punt a little bit right there and got some real good pressure, but the punter did a good job delivering the football. And, of course, Ron really had no opportunity whatsoever on that return. Good job right there by New Albany, wrestling field position away from the Warriors.
Real nice punt there under heavy pressure from the Warrior defense. New Albany did a great job of just getting the ball off there and backing Pontotoc up, and Pontotoc will begin on about the 16-yard line.
1st down, 10 yards to go for the Warriors at that point, as McBride will have White as a lone back in the backfield behind him. He'll have wings left and right as well. And now we've got looks like movement along the line of scrimmage. And we'll sort this one out and see if the Warriors moved early or if New Albany was in the neutral zone prematurely.
I believe New Albany nose guard looked like he came across the line a little early.
And that's going to give the Warriors 5 yards in penalty yardage. New Albany's been guilty of that a few times here in this first half.
I'm not too sure if they're anticipating the snap count or if McBride's doing something with his voice to draw them off, but it's definitely been effective here in the early beginnings.
Again, the Warriors have the same formation. They have the wings left and right. White, the lone back in the backfield behind behind McBride. As Dedrick Clark will come in motion, they'll give it to Clark as he tries to get the corner. He does so over the 30 up to about the 31. And the Warriors going to have a 1st down. Good pickup on 1st down and 1st and short. And the Warriors have registered a 1st down.
Nice job of running there by Rucker there to pick up yardage across the 30-yard line. Actually, they placed the ball on the 30-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Pontotoc.
Indeed, that was a good carry for the Warriors. Another 1st down. The Warriors have moved the football a little bit, but haven't been able to string anything together so far. Maybe this will be the series of downs they can get it done.
Maybe so. Pontotoc looking to get control of this game here, but they just fumbled the ball and costly turnover here in about the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter.
Well, Mike, I couldn't see what happened on the play as it just looked like the ball popped free. I don't know if it was just a bad exchange or what happened on the play, but nevertheless, the Warriors cough it up. And New Albany gets their 2nd turnover here in the first quarter of play, and they really have excellent field position right along the Warrior 31-yard line.
The defense definitely has to rise up here and come up with a big defensive stand as they did first time New Albany had the ball tonight.
And McKenzie will give it the first man through as he is just really met by Dedrick Clark and crew, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, maybe loses about a yard on the play. Looked like on the carry was Justin Rutherford, and Justin found the middle of that defense pretty rude right there.
Number 22 met him very, very rudely after a very, very short gain just across the 30-yard line.
They give him a loss of maybe a yard on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 11 yards to go for McKenzie and crew, as McKenzie will run a little counter option. Keeps it himself over the 25 down to the 23. Our man Pickett drops him at that point, but a gain of about 6 on the play will bring up 3rd down and we'll give him a gain of 7. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 yards to go in a possession play facing New Albany. But a nice job on the counter option by the quarterback of finding a lane to run through.
Very quick hitter there by the quarterback McKenzie there, hitting the hole and picking up it's about 7 yards there on the play, bringing up 3rd down and about 2 from about the 24-yard line.
I formation in the backfield, toss sweep to the right as the tailback trying to get the corner. Gets really near the 20-yard line. I think he maybe has earned the first down. As from the carry, looked like it was Markel Connor very close to the first down, and Mike, I believe he earned it.
He did earn that one, and they are across the 20-yard line. Where it'll be first, then 10. New Albany knocking on the door here in the late stages here of the first quarter.
Just a shade over 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Still no score in this matchup. The Warriors have turned it over twice. They've had the football 2 times, Mike. 2 times they've turned it over.
Pontotoc just can't seem to get anything going to amount to anything on offense. They get a couple plays, and then they come up with a turnover both times they've had the ball tonight.
Actually on a little counter again, as it's going to be the quarterback. Carries it inside the 15 down to about the 14. Brian Rucker's going to knock him off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards. Brings up second down and 4 yards to go for the first down for New Albany.
New Albany very strong here in the first quarter here, staying toe-to-toe with Pontotoc, and got their backs backed up against the wall right here. Second down and about 3 yards to go here at the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter play.
Now in the backfield behind McKenzie, as he'll have receivers left and right. As he'll call out his signals, we'll run on a little counter again. It's going to be Connor this time, nowhere to go, as he maybe gets back up to the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard or so as Kevin Westbrook will drop him. At that point, we'll bring up third down and about 2. A first down line to be made is about the 10-yard line, as New Albany will have it from that point, and a big play defensively facing the Warriors right here. Need to kind of come up with a big play defensively and keep these guys from getting a new fresh set of downs, Mike.
They really do. Pontotoc with their backs against the wall, as we've already stated here, and need to put a stand together here and keep New Albany from catching on to the first down.
And they'll keep it, the quarterback will keep it himself, and Ellis Scott will nail him around the 15-yard line. But like here, there came a penalty flag coming in late from the line judge, and we'll see if maybe there's a hold call, or we'll have to see what this one is, Mike. Is that really close to the point of the tackle, and we'll sort it out on the field. Holding going to be called against New Albany, and I'm sure that the Warriors probably will elect here maybe to take the penalty. When you think, Mike?
I would think so. Back them up to about the 22 or 3 yard line here, and I definitely believe they will back them up.
I don't know, Mike. They actually lost. It's a lost yardage play on the field, so they may go ahead and take the play and go and have fourth down at that spot. No, the Warriors are going to back them up. They're going to move this one back all the way to the 25-yard line. That one, of course, marked back at the spot of the foul from, I guess, from right along the 15-yard line. So big break for the Warriors. And a third down, and now about 15 yards to go for the first down. The line to make would be just inside the Warrior 10-yard line, as New Albany would need that point. So it's almost third down and 16, as McKenzie will have receivers left and right, and I set in the backfield behind him. As he'll roll to his right, will look upfield, will just tuck it under his arm and try to run a good open field tackle by Mr. Pickett right along the 25-yard line, and that guy is nothing but a football player.
Yeah, he really is. Lord didn't bless him with great size, but he's got a real big heart, and he plays with a lot of emotion, and another great play there by Rob Pickett.
Well, that's just right there, staying disciplined and staying right there in your lane and doing a good job of putting the guy to the earth when he got his hands on him. That's the thing you like about the kid. Not the biggest kid in the world, but I tell you what, he gets those arms around you and he's going to hang on.
He's very strong, and if he centers up and gets his hands on him, 9 out of 10 times he's going to bring him to the earth, and just a great job so far tonight.
Fourth down, 15 yards to go. McKenzie looking upfield. Pass is going to be incomplete, as looked like it was running along the end, right in the end zone. Baldwin just run a little bit of maybe a fly pattern, or maybe just a little bit of a fade, and incomplete. Turns it over on downs. The Warriors have held defensively. They've given up the football 2 times on big breaks offensively, but to the Bulldogs. But thus far, New Albany unsuccessful in making the Warriors pay for it.
Pontotoc definitely needs to protect the ball here. Put it together. Couple good plays, but as far as the series yet, Pontotoc not able to hold on to the ball. 2 turnovers in 2 possessions so far.
And it's going to be McBride dropping straight back. He's got his receiver open as Rucker. Rucker's going to gather it inside the 40, down along the 37-yard line. You'd seen that he'd got a step on the DB and he was wide open. Just was hoping the football would get there to him, and it did. And it's a big, big play for the Warriors. Maybe give them a little spark, as this will bring probably the end of the first quarter of play on a big play for the Warriors.
Pontotoc definitely needed something like that to spark the offense here, and a big, big play here to start this drive to end the first quarter.
Well, we played through one. No score, but a big play for the Warriors to end the quarter. We'll be right back to begin the second. And we get ready to begin the second quarter of play. The Warriors just hitting on a big pass play from McBride to Brian Rucker, and the Warriors have it on the New Albany side of the football. 1st and 10 from the New Albany 35-yard line. Big 40-yard pass play from McBride to Rucker, and the Warriors are in business. Really, really need to get some points on the board if possible right here, Mike, because we can already see this one's a real battle across the line of scrimmage. Very, very even. New Albany very big and physical defensively. Going to be awfully hard to move it against that big front.
It really is. Pontotoc just needs to protect the ball here and try to come up with some points here on this drive. Here to begin the second quarter of play here from Warrior Field here tonight. New Albany with a definitely with great size across the front and going to cause some havoc.
James White, the lone back in the backfield behind McBride, as it's going to be Dedrick Clark getting the carry. And Dedrick's going to run up to along the 31-yard line. Will be a gain of about 4. Will bring up 2nd down and 6 yards to go for the Warriors.
Nice job by number 26 there for the New Albany Bulldogs. Joel Gayford with a great tackle there for New Albany after a gain of about 4 yards for the Pontotoc offense, bringing up about a 2nd down and 5 maybe.
Ellis Scott checks into the backfield now, the lone back with Westbrook and Clark beside him there along the tee. It's going to be big Ellis Scott who runs over the 25 down to the 24. And the Warriors seem to be getting a pretty good push right now. Get 5 yards and a 1st down, and the moves have changed. And a new set of downs for the Warriors.
Pontotoc showing a little life here on offense after the long pass play to end the first quarter. Here to begin the second quarter. 5 yards on the first play, 5 yards on the second play, and move the ball inside the 25-yard line where it'll be a 3rd and very short here.
Evidently didn't get the 1st down, so it'll be 3rd down, less than a yard. McBride just going to tuck it himself. Good push along that offensive front. And he's going to run it inside the 20 down to about the 15-yard line. A play designed just to get the 1st down. Works for about 10 yards for the Warriors.
That was a great job there for Pontotoc of just getting behind the offensive line and McBride keeping his feet moving and getting very, very, very good yards there on 3rd down and short play to move the ball right dead on the 15-yard line.
1st down, 10 yards to go for the Warriors from right along the New Albany 15-yard line. We have 10.5 minutes remain before the halftime intermission. It's going to be Clark coming in motion. He gets the football. He gets inside the 10, and Dedrick steps out of bounds right along the 6-yard line. Good pickup. The Warriors have found that play to their liking here in this first half.
They really have. Nice job on the little reverse around the end there by Dedrick Clark, finding big yardage there on 1st down, bringing up 2nd down and about 2 yards to go here from about the 7-yard line.
We'll call it a gain of 8. We'll bring up 2nd down and 2. Ellis Scott, the lone back in the backfield behind McBride, as he's going to get the carry. Rumbles over the 5, still running inside the goal line into the end zone and plunging in from 7 yards out. Big Ellis Scott. And the Warriors have moved ahead 6-0 with 10-17 remaining here in the first half of play. And, of course, good drive that culminates on a 75-yard scoring drive. The big play, a 40-yard pass play from McBride to Rucker, and the Warriors are able to punch it in the end zone.
It's great to see Pontotoc get in the end zone here in the early stages of the second quarter on a great drive as Robert Bass comes in to attempt the point after for Pontotoc.
And indeed, as Bass's extra point, it's on its way. Plenty of leg, and it's good. 10-17 remaining here in the first half of play. Pontotoc 7, New Albany nothing.
While we got a break in action, we might want to run down tonight's sponsor list for the Pontotoc New Albany game here. Tudor Funeral Home in Pontotoc, Jackson Implement Company on 15 Bypass, Montgomery Drugs on 15, First National Bank, JB's Quick Stop, Russell Oil Company, the People's Bank, Hangouts Daycare, Ken Allen Insurance, OneCallIncorporated.com, Daffodils Flowers and Finery, Springer Discount Mobile Homes in Houston, Pontotoc and Woodland, Stegall Ford, Classic Exteriors in Houston, Hunter's Hollow in Oxford, and CNR Cattle Company here in Pontotoc. Charlie and Chuck Robinson, proud sponsors of tonight's game here between the New Albany Bulldogs and the Pontotoc Warriors here from the Hollow here in Pontotoc, Mississippi.
Well, the Warriors lead 7-0 on the strength of the 7-yard touchdown run by Ellis Scott and put the first touchdown on the board and draw first blood. A big, big, big drive by the Warriors. Because quite frankly, New Albany looked to be winning the line of scrimmage, but on that particular drive, Mike, the Warriors seemed to be gaining a little bit of momentum and looked like that they did a good job of opening up some holes for their backs to run through. Of course, the Warriors found a little reverse to be successful for them on that drive as well and put 6 on the board.
You're right, Patrick. We definitely needed that drive there to start the second quarter of play here and gives Pontotoc some momentum because New Albany has definitely come to play tonight.
Squib kick by the Warriors. It's going to skip by. Gets back here around the 9-yard line where New Albany's Whit Spencer will pick it up. And he gets up to about the 20-yard line. Did a good job of just getting it back to that point after missing the loose football. And, of course, the Bulldogs will set up shop first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. A good job right there by Bass of just kicking the squib kick. And that young man has got a real bright future as a kicker, Mike.
You're exactly right, Patrick. I hope things go well for him as they have this year for the remainder of his career here at Pontotoc. Just a great young kicker here with a very, very strong leg, and hope for only great things to come for Robert Bass, our fine young kicker here at Pontotoc.
As McKenzie will check in the 20-yard line, first and 10 for New Albany. They run a little reverse of their own, trying to find the 25 up to about the 30. And Brian Rucker drops the back right there at that point, but a first down going to be earned. His Foot, Chris Foot that is, carries it up to about the 31-yard line. And New Albany will register a first down as they move it out to along their 31-yard line. And a good job right there of running the football out to that point by New Albany's Chris Foot.
Foot did have a lot of green in front of him and picked up a nice yardage there for New Albany with a big hole. Pontotoc missed a couple of tackles, and New Albany showing a little spark here of their own here at about 9-minute and 30-second mark here in the first half.
McKenzie calling his own number on the option play, still running over the 45 to the along the 47-yard line. Now a flag comes in late. Warriors maybe grab the mask, and of course the young man just denied to go down. A good job of running with the football, and I'm sure we say denied to go down. I'm sure Coach Robbins will probably argue with us a little bit. The Warriors refused to maybe put him on the ground, it looked like.
Now you're exactly right. Patrick Pontotoc doing some sloppy tackling here to begin the second quarter of play here, and Pontotoc with a costly penalty to tack on after the long run there from New Albany.
Well, you don't want to give up that score right back. You've kind of gained a little bit of momentum. And, of course, you want to keep this team on the ropes. Of course, a team that's playing with a lot more confidence. The New Albany Bulldogs are, of course, Coach Steve Denson, like we mentioned, came from Starkville, from the Starkville staff, so he knows a little bit about winning big games. And, of course, you want to keep these guys off stride if you can.
You definitely don't want to get them any more confidence than they have already here, and definitely need to put a stop to this drive here.
Well, they give it to their big fullback, and he gets maybe back over the 40 down to about the 36. And a gain of about 4 or 5, and I don't know exactly who that is on the carry because he is not in our program.
You're exactly right.
We'll call it a gain of 4, though. A good carry, a gain of 4 will bring up second down and 6 yards to go for the Bulldogs. As the Bulldogs on the move, of course, trailing in the football game 7-0 here with 8.5 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. As the Warriors just got 6 on the board, but the Bulldogs trying to answer the Warriors score. An eye in the backfield behind McKenzie as he'll give it on a little reverse. Here is going to be Foot again over the 30, over the 28-yard line. Another first down. New Albany got something going here on this drive and earns another first down, and will move the chains again.
Pontotoc missing several tackles here on this drive, and New Albany will definitely have some momentum here going after the score by Pontotoc. They're definitely trying to answer here. Pontotoc getting backed up here with their backs against the wall here. and at just under 8 minutes here remaining in the first half of play.
As McKenzie again has one back in the backfield behind him, and he's going to get the carry actually on the option play, giving it to his tailback, and the Warriors do a good job of stringing it out. Good play by Brian Rucker as he will run Markel Connor out of bounds, and you can't play it much better than that.
That was a great job there by Rucker, stringing it out, showing his speed, and just never gave the back a chance to get the corner there, and just a great job of stringing it out and knocking him out of bounds for very, very minimal gain.
It'll be a gain of maybe a yard. Will bring up 2nd down and 9 for McKenzie and crew, as they'll have one long receiver near to the left, foot the wide receiver to the right as you look at the top of your screen, as McKenzie will have the long back in the backfield as he'll run a little counter option again. Keeps it himself over the 25 down to along the 21-yard line. A gain of about 4 or 5 on the play will bring up 3rd down and about 4. The line to make for the first down would be right along the Warrior 17-yard line. So 3rd down, we'll call it 4 yards to go for a first down for New Albany. Big play again defensively for the Warriors. Need to come up with a big play and a big stop here defensively.
They really do. Pontotoc needs to come up with something here. New Albany looking to keep this drive alive here to try to even the score here at the 7-minute mark here in the first half of play.
Near side receiver is going to be Staten. They give it on the on the option keeper again, and it's going to be a first down by McKenzie as he plunges inside the 15 down to the 14. Pretty good looking drive here by New Albany. Started at their own 20-yard line, and they've covered some 65 yards of real estate, and now have it first down and 10 yards to go from the Warrior 15-yard line.
You're exactly right, Patrick. Pontotoc just unable to tackle McKenzie. He's a very, very elusive quarterback that has a little bit of speed and gets up in that hole and jiggles around and comes up with several extra yards every time he carries the ball. Pontotoc definitely needing to find a way here from the 15-yard line to stop this drive.
As McKenzie again will give it on the reverse. It's going to be foot inside the 15, inside the 10. He's going to barrel inside the 5 down to the 4, where Brian Rucker will tackle him at that point, but not before he earns a first down. Help on the play from Rucker by Ryan White. But they've got something going now. First down and goal to go. We got a flag. Fortunately for the Warriors, the big yellow hanky there on the field didn't pick that one up. And hopefully this one will back the Bulldogs up, as they look like they were poised to move that one into the end zone, Mike.
They really were. A holding call there helped the Pontotoc Warriors at a time when they were definitely in trouble there.
Well, it will move it back out to the 20, so it's going to be first down and 15 yards to go for the first down. It's still first down, but the Warriors, via the penalty, have pushed it back out to the 20. So the Bulldogs will have it at that point. Now 1st and long. Of course, you like that situation defensively. Gives you a few more options.
It really does. Patrick Pontotoc definitely needs to come up with something here to stop this drive, as already been stated.
Well, they give it on a little dive play to the fullback, and plunging into the end zone from 20 yards out is Mr. Unanimous, or not unanimous, but anonymous. And we're not sure who he is.
I believe Mr. Donaldson downstairs is calling Justin Rutherford number 6 there. So he's listed as a fullback / linebacker in the program. So we'll take Mr. Donaldson downstairs hint that that's who number 6 could be. Could be Justin Rutherford, the big senior from New Albany.
Nevertheless, they get 6 right back on the board, and New Albany has gotten right back in this one with 5:53 remaining here in the first half of play. That was an 80-yard drive by New Albany. The Warriors just put a 75-yard drive together. New Albany answers it with an 80-yard drive of its own, and we're an extra point away from tying this one up, and the extra point is up and good. We're tied at 7. 5:53 remaining here in the first half. We'll return after these messages. Impressive drive by New Albany as they go 80 yards and get this one knotted up at 7 apiece, as the Warriors will get the football back, as it's going to be James White gathering in on his own 12-yard line as they try to set up the sideline return. Gets over the 30 up to about the 34-yard line. Good return by the Warriors, and a good effort by James White to about the 35-yard line. Good field position for the Warriors. We'll set up first down and 10 yards to go from their own 35-yard line. We're all tied up at 7 as the Warriors will get their offensive unit back on the field. And what we anticipated to be a very tight ball game. So far, Mike has lived up to the billing.
Yeah, Patrick, we've got everything we could ask for here in the ball game here. As Pontotoc scored and New Albany answered, and let's see if Pontotoc Mike can put in together another nice drive here.
Well, Brian Rucker trying to swing outside, going to be hitting the backfield and dropped. Defensively, defensively making the play look like it was Billy Baldwin, young man whose name we called quite a bit. The little small guy, but got some pretty quick feet. Does a good job of dropping Rucker along the 29-yard line. A loss of 6. Will bring up second down, 16 yards to go for the Warriors.
New Albany defense very stingy here once again to start this drive.
Well, it's hard to believe that Kossuth was able to do a number on this football team. We saw both teams play, and of course, New Albany looks to be quite a bit better football team. As the Warriors throw a little fly pattern, it's going to be a Rucker, intended for Rucker, and a good job coming up to make the play was the safety for New Albany. On the play was Kevin Clayton. Did a good job of knocking that one away and timing it and almost picking it off. Tell you what, Brian had a step on the DB. If he could have threaded that one through there, that would have been 6.
Yeah, it really would have. He had put a little bit more air under it. Maybe Rucker could have run under that, but nonetheless, a great job there by Kevin Clayton for this New Albany defense with a great play there to break up what could have been a big play there for Pontotoc.
Third down, 15 yards to go for the Warriors as a possession play facing the Warriors. As McBride looks to drop back, looks upfield. He's got Winter open here in the flat. Pass is going to be incomplete. He just a little bit overthrown as he had gotten a step on the DB. Coming up to make with coverage from his safety position was Chris Foote. But a little bit overthrown and just out of the reach of the outstretched arms. Incomplete, and the Warriors going to be forced to punt the football away with 4:48 remaining here before the halftime. New Albany will get the football right back.
New Albany staying toe-to-toe with Pontotoc here and put together another great job there on defense for the New Albany Bulldogs, and got Pontotoc in a 4th and long situation, and Braden Bishop in to punt the ball for Pontotoc.
Braden Bishop checks in to punt it away for the Warriors as he gets a little low line drive, but he gets good carry on it. Good job of nailing that punt. And it's inside the 20-yard line and returned up to about the 30-yard line. Good job by Lester Jones on special teams, making the tackle. Sometimes you out-kick your coverage when you get one by there, and that's what you're afraid of right there. But the Warriors do a good job recovering, making the play on special teams. And, boy, give that senior Braden Bishop a little credit. He really got the foot under it. A little bit of a low-line drive, but, boy, he got some good carry on it.
Really could have been trouble there if Brayton hadn't got a great punt off, but he hit it very well, and Pontotoc was able to get down on defense there, and in another situation where Pontotoc needs to put together a defensive stand here.
52-yard punt as they'll give it to the up man on the dive play, maybe over the 30 to about the 31-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 1 as looks like Kevin Westbrook along with Lester Jones. We'll call that Mr. Rutherford. That's who we'll have to call it because we know no one else who it could be. And we'll call it a gain of a yard. We'll bring up second down and 9 for New Albany. Warriors really need a big stop here defensively, Mike.
They really do. Calling on the defense a lot here in the second quarter, but Pontotoc definitely needs to stop New Albany and stop this momentum that they do have here in the second quarter of play.
McKenzie with an eye in the backfield behind him gives it to Foote. And the Warriors do a good job of stringing that little reverse or misdirection out. And again, good play defensively. And the Warriors come up with a stop in the backfield. Will bring up third down and long yardage for the Bulldogs.
The Pontotoc coaching staff up in the booth with us wanting a holding call out here as number 5, Logan, was hooked by number 62 from New Albany, but no call. Pontotoc was able to recover and drop him for a loss, but definitely looked like a holding, but no call.
Third down and about 13 yards to go for the first down. The Warriors definitely need to come up with a stop. McKenzie will throw a little pass here on the outside on a little hook. Oh, and the Warriors let him get out of there and get the first down as Chris Foote. And a first down registered by the Bulldogs. And they will keep the chains moving and get the first down. The Warriors just let him get out of the hole and get the first down. Had a couple of guys there in position to make the tackle. Just don't put him on the ground, Mike.
Once again, sloppy defense for Pontotoc allows New Albany to come out of a hole there. Pontotoc had a chance to stop them there in a third down and long situation, but was unable to do so.
First down is earned by the Bulldogs. Will be 1st and 10 right along the New Albany 43-yard line. As running a little counter option, McKenzie running hard up to about the 48-yard line where Dedrick Clark will nail him at that point. But not before he picks up 5 on the play. Second down, 5 yards to go for the first down for the Bulldogs. As McKenzie doing a good job of running the counter option. Second down, and we'll call it 5 from right along the 49-yard line.
Pontotoc needing to stop this drive here with second down and about 5 to go. New Albany offensive front's really firing off the ball right now and opening up some holes for their running backs to get through.
McKenzie will run the counter option again. He's over midfield. He steps into the Warriors secondary where he's dropped along the 45-yard line. But not before he picks up a first down, as Ellis Scott will drop him along the 45. And they move the chains again. The Warriors are going to have to come up with some answers defensively. That right now, New Albany doing a good job of methodically moving it down the field.
They're just winning the line of scrimmage right now. Offensive front throwing some great blocks on some of the Pontotoc players, and there's 3 or 4 yards there before Pontotoc players ever have a chance to respond.
Well, I'm not sure if the Warriors have seen the option all year, and right now New Albany really doing a good job of executing it right now offensively. Toss sweep to the left. Good job of hitting him in the backfield. He stubs off a couple of tacklers inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. And running awfully hard with the football was Markel Connor as he runs inside the 40 down to the 39. Good pickup on first down. The Warriors had him hemmed up in the backfield for a loss, but he's able to get it over the 38-yard line. And now the clock under a minute remaining. You hope right now New Albany just runs out of time. They're really doing a good job of moving the football.
They really are. That time Ryan White with great penetration from the nose guard position in the backfield with an initial hit, but was unable to bring him to the ground, and big pickup on first down.
Oh, and the pass is picked off by Pickett. Pickett's inside the 50. It's a foot race with McKenzie. He's inside the 30, inside the 20. He's inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. As there's Mr. Pickett doing a good job of picking it off. The guy that's always right there at the right spot at the right time, making a big play defensively for the Warriors.
Nothing could have happened better than Mr. Pickett than that right there. He's been in position all year for a big play like that, and came up with a very, very big play there in the later stages of the first half here, and great job of being around the ball once again by number 11, Rob Pickett.
Boy, that was a big play defensively by Pickett and the Warriors. Because that young man has a knack for being where the football is. Made a great play defensively, made a great break on the ball. I'm not sure that McKenzie saw him. I really don't. I don't know if he saw him on the foot. Just to actually, he had maybe a little curl pattern here in the flat, and I don't know if Pickett was just running step for step with him and threw it right to him. And the young man just seems to have a knack for finding the football and a good job of just running down the sideline and getting it as deep into Warrior territory as he can. The plus thing for the Warriors is they have 43 seconds, plenty of time to get in the end zone and an opportunity to get points on the scoreboard and really wrestle some momentum away in this football game.
I believe if it was me, I'd bring Miguel Scott in and see if I couldn't get 8 yards out of him here to end the first half here. With 43 seconds left, Pontotoc definitely has time to get it in the end zone, but we definitely don't need to slip up and let the time sneak away before we can get the ball in the end zone, because we definitely need 7 more points here before halftime.
Well, that was a 55-yard interception return, 54-yard interception return by Pickett, and did a good job of just sneaking in there and getting the football as the Warriors give it to Clark. He gets up to around the 5-yard line. The Warriors still have 2 timeouts. I'm sure they will elect to take one of those two right now. But the clock's still ticking with 31 seconds remaining. Now the Warriors will burn one of those timeouts. 26 seconds remaining. We'll call that a gain of 2. But the Warriors second down and goal to go from the 6-yard line, as they'll have it from that point. Timeout on the field. We'll just leave it with them. We'll go down the sponsor list here, Mike, if you'll do so for us, as the Warriors will go over on the sidelines here what they'll look to do here on second down.
Piggly Wiggly here in Pontotoc, home owned and operated, a proud sponsor of tonight's New Albany Pontotoc game. Tudor Funeral Home, Jackson Implement Company on 15 Bypass. Mr. Billy Montgomery and a crew at Montgomery Drugs wish you to come by and do all your drug dealings with them at Montgomery Drugs here in Pontotoc. First National Bank, JB's Quick Stop, Russell Oil Company, People's Bank, Hangouts Daycare, Ken Nolan Insurance, OneCall.com, Daffodils Flowers and Finery, Springer Discount Mobile Homes, Stegall Ford, Classic Exteriors, Hunter's Hollow in Oxford, and CNR Cattle Company in Pontotoc, all proud sponsors of tonight's game.
Second down, goal to go from the 6-yard line for the Warriors, as Scott is the long back behind McBride, as we'll have wings to the left, and of course it's going to be White as he'll go in motion. Give it to Big Ellis Scott, finding a hole, runs inside the 5, and plunges into the end zone from 6 yards out. And the Warriors have put 6 on the board with 21 ticks remaining here in the first half of play. And a big swing and momentum as the old pendulum swings the other way for the Warriors, and the Warriors cashing in after the interception return.
Definitely, that's exactly what I said I would do, was ride the back of Ellis Scott into the end zone, and the coaching staff had the same thinking that I did, and Pontotoc able to sneak it in here with 21 seconds remaining here in the first half. Robert Bass on to attempt the extra point.
And Bass's extra point, it's on its way, and it's good. 21 seconds remaining here in the first half of play. Pontotoc 14, New Albany 7, and we'll return after these messages. As Bass will step forward to kick this one off. The Warriors lead 14-7. Folks, we, like Mike said, we apologize for really struggling, but both of us have severe colds here and trying to battle through it. The Warriors just do a little squib kick, and the ball's loose and rolls loose around the 36-yard line, covered alertly by the Bulldogs at that point. 17 ticks remaining here in the first half, as recovering the football, Austin Kent for New Albany. And New Albany here will probably just snap the football and, of course, go to the knee. And you'd think right here be happy to get to the half. You know, coaching staff over there for the New Albany Bulldogs a little bit disappointed. They were poised to take the lead, no worse than go into the halftime intermission tied up. Now find themselves trailing 14-7 here in this first half of play. New Albany will have it 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line, as McKenzie will give to his fullback Rutherford. And he gets nailed right along the 35-yard line. Will more than likely be the final play of the first half.
Nice play by Logan there, number 5 on the stop there for the Warrior defense.
Well, we played one half. The Warriors, on the strength of a interception return by Rob Pickett, gets the Warriors in position to get on the scoreboard. And Ellis Scott did the rest on the final 6 yards, as the Warriors move ahead 14-7 here at the halftime intermission. And, of course, we've got Coach David Gidd here, the head basketball coach of the Warriors, and we're going to interview him here shortly here during the halftime intermission. Again, we played through one half of play. Pontotoc 14, New Albany 7, as we will return after these messages from our sponsor.
Seeing the ball clubs you had then, I think you guys beat Boonville maybe in the state championship game when you had Mason and Crawford and all those guys, and it had an excellent ball club. And you seem to have turned the corner here with this basketball program at Pontotoc. I think the expectation is probably a little bit higher for this upcoming basketball season than in quite a while.
I would agree with that. We've got a core group of seniors who've been here with me since I came. They were freshmen when I came, and they've worked really hard and persevered through a lot, and I think that's going to pay off for them this year.
Well, real quickly, we'll talk about the division, and we'll talk a little bit about the players you have. I had an opportunity, Coach, you know I live in Boonville now, and don't get to I moved off a couple years ago back and used to watch the Warriors play a lot. And since I moved off, I didn't have an opportunity to see you guys as much. Last year when you guys came to New Site and played in the division tournament at Thrasher, actually, instead of New Site. Beautiful facility that they have there. I had an opportunity to watch you guys in a really good basketball game. I think it was a double overtime game. And Ripley had a player, and Dietrich, really both of those young men put on a show. And kind of got an opportunity like you were going to win the basketball game. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be that night, but it sure looks like there's a future that should be exciting, and particularly I'm sure the kids would like to get that taste of a double overtime loss and out of their system, have an opportunity to get back on the court and see what happens this time.
Absolutely. You know, that's the year before we made the playoffs, first time in many years that Pontotoc's been in the playoffs, and last year we were disappointed to lose in that first game to Ripley, but these kids are winners, and they're going to come back strong, and I know they've worked hard over the summer, and they're really looking forward to what can happen this year.
Let's talk a little bit about your kids. There's 3 kids I know that are playing here tonight, maybe a few more than that, but 3 core players I know, and Dietrich
right.
and Braden and of course Brian, that are fine basketball players as well as good football players that I know that contribute heavily. Let's talk a little bit about your team and some of the kids you expect to really contribute heavily for your basketball team this winter.
Well, certainly those kids on the football field, we've got about 8 or 9 kids that are playing. Those 3 will see a lot of time. They're experienced players. They played a lot. They'll basically be our front line, and so we'll look forward to having them back. And we've got some other kids who are going to help out. Tedrick Vaughn, has started for a couple years now and got a lot of experience as a freshman. He'll be in the backcourt with Lionel Copeland, and we're going to have Ben Hill coming in and playing a good bit, and Dietrich's brother Antonio. We're going to look forward for a lot of action out of him. He's improved a lot, worked really hard in the weight room. I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised with him. Javon Williams is a senior who'll see a lot of time this year. And we got a couple younger players who could possibly see some time. Stanley Gill, 6'4" sophomore, who if he'll continue to work on his game, we'll see some playing time. And then Rico Lester, he's about 6'3" and sophomore, could really see some action this year. He's learning a lot. Got a lot to learn, but I'm really pleased with his attitude's really good and his effort.
The opportunity that I had to see you guys play last year, of course, I mean, we talked about Dietrich, me and you did off the air a couple minutes ago, and not only is he a great basketball player, a good football player, just a total athlete. I tell people I think he may be the best 2-sport athlete possibly next year that may be recruited in the class of 2002. And if you take in account what the young man does both on the football field and on the basketball court, but he's also really a fine young man as well, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. This is a guy, he's just one of those special kids that comes along once in a coaching career. And again, it goes back to what you said. It's not just the athletic ability. Certainly he's an athlete, but he's a fine young man. And we have several fine young men on the team. And he's just one of those special kids that you really enjoy being around. Makes it enjoyable, comes and works hard every day, and just makes it fun to be out there.
He brings his lunch pail with him. There's no question about it, and he works hard. Let's talk a little bit more about some of the other kids. Braden Bishop, another young man, just blood, sweat, and tears, seems to give it all he has every night that he goes on the floor for you, and he's one of those young men that you can go to war with, isn't he, Coach?
He's one of those that when I came over here 4 years ago, he was a freshman and really green, but now he's really taken it to heart and loves to compete. He's a competitor, and you love to have those. And like you say, he's going to give everything he's got. He's one of those guys you love to be around. You love to have him in practice. He's going to practice hard, and he's going to challenge other people to practice hard.
And Brian Rucker, explosive leaper, explosive with the basketball, has a great slasher. I would call him. I guess you'd probably would call him somewhat that as well, but. Talk a little bit about what Brian brings to the table for you.
Brian, Brian really, he's the heart of our team in his attitude. I mean, he will definitely give you everything that he has, and there's just he's Mr. Positive for us. You know, if we're down, he's going to have something positive to say, and he's going to get guys going. He's going to motivate. He does a lot of the little things for us that maybe don't necessarily show up on the stats. But he's certainly a great athlete. You know, we're hoping to get him out and transition a whole lot more this year, and really let him go to the basket and slice through defense and transition. And he's just a super kid. You know, we've got so many that we could talk about all night that are just good kids to be around, that love to play, and are the kind of kids that make you proud when you go out, because they represent our school well, represent their parents well, and certainly represent our program well.
Well, that's truly the most important thing. I mean, we all love sports, and no question, it's something that most folks have a great passion for, whether it be basketball, football, whatever it is. But there's no question. I would say probably most people in Pontotoc will say it's our relationship with Christ and how we count ourselves in public. That's the most important thing. But, you know, real quickly, I know we talked a little bit about your players. I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here a little bit, but, you know, I know some of your football players aren't out now, and if you had to name 5 that you would throw out there as your starting 5 right now, Coach, who would you probably throw out? I know Tedrick and some of your other kids have played over the last several years, but who would you throw out there now?
If we were to start today, you know, and of course we got 3 out here that would certainly share starting responsibilities. If we were to start today, you know, you'd have Tedrick and Lionel probably in the backcourt, and probably Ben Hill and Antonio Clark at forwards, and Javon Williams running basically another forward spot. We'd be very small, fairly quick, pretty quick group, but a small group, you know. So depending, and hopefully, you know, our football team is going to go ahead and win this game and win their next one, and do well in the playoffs. So we'll start off small this year.
That's what I was going to say, Coach. I hope they don't get to play with you for a while, so because that means the Warriors are advancing into the playoffs. But, you know, and if that happens, that'll give some of those young folks some experience, valuable experience that will be
absolutely
will be great for them as well. Before, you know, when you get these other guys in, the football players. Real quickly, when do you guys open up? Who do you play, and when is your opening basketball game?
Well, we have Meet the Warrior Night, November the 2nd. That's a week from Thursday. We'd love everybody to come out. We'll have a supper beforehand. Traditionally, that's been a hamburger supper, and we'll sell tickets for $5 a piece, and that will go to our booster club. And we'd like for folks to come out and see us play there. That'll be a time to meet the team, and then we open up on the 6th, that Monday night, here at home. And it'll be against West Union. West Union having a great year so far. They've already played 4 games. They're 4-0 and put a lot of points on the board. And that'll be a good challenge, because we'll probably be without the services of our football team, and so that'll be a real challenge for our younger guys. You know, it's a non-football school, and they'll be full steam when they come in here.
I live in Prentice County, and of course it's the same way over there. They only have one school that plays football, and they take it very seriously. And I know the people in Union County do as well. Schools like Colca, they play sometimes 10, 12, 15 games. Ashland, where you were at before.
Absolutely.
Before some of these teams ever play. I have to ask you, Coach. Of course, I work in Corinth. I live in Corinth. They're having a great football season. Have probably the best football team that they've had. Maybe those folks feel in the history of their program that they have the chance to be. You know, probably next week when Pontotoc plays them, their only opportunity, really, if you want to think about it, to lose a regular season game before the playoffs start. And those folks are excited. But they won the state championship last year in basketball. We'll talk a little bit about the division. That division is always rugged anyway, but with Brian Brown and the Corinth Warriors back, it's not going to be any easier this time, is it?
Well, certainly they got to be the favorites. You know, they've got a great group coming back, and you know, our plans are to try and be right up there with them and challenge them. They're the defending state champions. You know, ironically, 2 years ago, they were right where we were, coming off about the same season we did last year, and you know, last year put it together. They had a group of seniors last year that, until they won the state championship last year, had never even had a winning season in high school. You know, and of course, David Robbins does a tremendous job over there. Great coach, I think, one of, if not the best coach in Northeast Mississippi, and they're certainly going to be they're going to be hard to handle. They're going to be very tough.
There may be some folks here in Pontotoc, Coach, that might argue with that last statement, him being the best coach in Northeast Mississippi. But, you know, there's no question they came out of nowhere last year to win the division. And of course, not to win the division, but also advance. And I know every week that while I was living there this past spring or early in the spring, there the folks that were living in Corinth were just amazed that they would keep winning the ball game. They actually felt that Biggersville had a better chance than Alcorn County to win the state title than actually Corinth did, and Corinth just kept winning and finally won the tie. How about the other divisions, other teams in the divisions? Who do you expect to throw some pretty good ball clubs out there, Coach?
Well, you know, there's no easy nights, and when you think somebody's down, they surprise you. You know, a lot of people will count Ripley out because they lost 2 really good scorers last year, you know, including Johnson, but Ripley will be very athletic. They've got a good coach over there, and they're going to be tough to beat. You know, we mentioned Corinth. Kossuth is still going to be very athletic. They've got the Kelly kid back and played a lot of ball this summer, traveled a lot with their team, gave them a lot of exposure and a lot of experience. You know, I look for them to be tough. You know, Saltillo is going to be a lot more athletic than normal. They're going to be, you know, they're one of those teams that if you're not ready to play, could upset you on a given night. So, you know, there's just no easy nights. It's going to be tough. We're going to have to come ready to play every night.
Coach, I'm going to ask you one more question before the band comes out, because we want to get those guys on. But this is something I'm just real curious about. How much of a role has, and of course in high school basketball now, how much has it changed to you now, since it seems like it is so summer oriented now, and AAU programs have really seemed to taken to the forefront? That's where the kids really get noticed when they're getting college scholarships and along those lines. How much of a I don't know what I'm saying. How much bad has that done to the high school basketball game, if any, in your opinion?
You know, I mean, it's certainly got to the point now that if you're not playing during the summer, you're simply shooting yourself in the foot. You know, we play a lot, we work out a lot during the summer. The AAU, you know, I think with good governing bodies is a good thing, is a positive thing for our kids, and our better kids get some exposure. You know, Diedrich certainly has benefited from playing AAU the last couple of years, and that's going to help him with some exposure. So, you know, I think under the right circumstances, it's a positive. You know, and I know in our situation, we know we've got to work, and you know, we come to outwork. There's a verse in Proverbs that says all hard work leads to a profit, but mere words lead to poverty, and we certainly want to be in a situation where we give the Lord a chance to work through us.
Well, Coach, again, and of course you said November 2nd, meet the Warriors, play, I think you said against West Union. Is that here?
Monday the 6th. It'll be the first time we've opened up here. We'd love everybody to come out.
Coach, congratulations on last year getting things kind of turned around. Good luck to you this year. We're going to listen to Spine Band play here at the halftime.
Hey, let me just say one thing about the band. Tremendous band. I love our band program, and Mr. Gillentine is just super, and I just think they're tremendous.
We're gonna listen to them, and Coach, look forward to the basketball season here in a couple weeks. Thanks for coming up here tonight.
You're welcome.
Welcome to the senior night from Pontotoc High School Warrior Band.
Our first senior is Ashley Alday. She is the daughter of Susan Alday.
Our next senior is Hannah Barnes. She is the daughter of Eva Dobb.
Our next senior is Carrie Brooks. She is the daughter of Jean Nixon and Jean Brooks.
Our next senior is Felicia Brown. She is the daughter of Sarah Sue Brown.
Our next senior is Rebecca Brown. She is the daughter of Joey and Wesley Brown.
Our next senior is Taylor Cook. She is the daughter of Julie Cook and Jeff Hamilton. She is escorted tonight by Bob and Angie Grant.
Our next senior is Jessica Collins. She is the daughter of Danny and Marty Collins.
The next senior is Casey Dillard. She is the daughter of Paul and Ina Dillard.
Our next senior is Eric Dillard. He is the son of Gail and Bryson Dillard.
Our next senior is Michael Franklin. He is the son of Rodney and Patricia Franklin.
Our next senior is Jacqueline Gardner. She is the daughter of Reverend Willie and Sheila Gardner.
Our next senior is Adam Gray. He is the son of Kevin and Tammy Wall and Gary and Ann Gray.
Our next senior is Kitty Hand. She is the daughter of Pam and Gerald Hand.
Our next senior is Shani Johnson. She is the daughter of Eddie and Beth Johnson.
Our next senior is Tina Johnson. She is the daughter of Jimmy and Wayne Adams.
Our next senior is Gary and Judon. He is the son of Gary Taylor and Geraldine Lewis.
Our next senior is Elizabeth Kidd. She is the daughter of Wayne and Sandra Clark.
Our next senior is Crystal Lynn McMillan. She is the daughter of Reverend James and Peggy McMillan.
Our next senior is Allison Plonk. She is the daughter of Dolores Stewart and the late David Plonk.
She is the daughter of Jeffrey and Tammy Plum.
Our next senior is Abel Reeder. She is the daughter of Linda and Robin Reeder.
Our next senior is Kenny Stacy. He is the son of Eddie and Susan Stacy.
Our next senior is Jessica Packett. She is the daughter of Philip and Linda Packett.
Our last senior is April Vaughn. She is the daughter of Eugene and Deborah Vaughn.
The Warrior Band would like to pay tribute to this year's seniors by playing the fight song.
On behalf of the Warrior Band directors, Ryan Goodentime, Jimmy Wallace, and Ryan Todd, Pontotoc High School principal.
And we get ready to begin the second half of play. And the Warriors leading 14-7 here as we get ready to start the second half on the strength of a late interception by Rob Pickett and a 6-yard touchdown run by Ella Scott. Have moved ahead 14-7 in the waning seconds of the first half. And we get ready and set to begin the second half. An all-important start here in the second half facing the Warriors here, Mike. Really need to get off to a good start. Defensively need to set the tone here in the second half.
Pontotoc looking to put together some kind of half here. As first half was definitely a battle on the field here as Robert Bass comes forward to start the second half.
And New Albany will take it. A ball pops free on the 20, still free. And the Warriors, I believe, have recovered the ball. Big break, and I think that they've gotten the football as it just hit off the shoulder pads. It looked like the returner, and I believe the Warriors maybe have picked it up and have got a big break to begin the second half.
Kerry Walker with a big recovery there for Pontotoc, number 9. With a big recovery there for Pontotoc, and definitely puts Pontotoc in the driver's seat here on the 20-yard line to begin the second half of play here.
Big break for the Warriors as McBride will check into the game. 1st and 10 Warriors from right at the New Albany 20-yard line as he'll give to Big Ella Scott. Finds a hole over the 15 down to the 13. And I tell you what, New Albany really ganging up on that line of scrimmage. He ever gets to that initial little surge right there, he's going to be able to punch it in because they're really ganging up on the line of scrimmage.
They really are. They're putting a lot of pressure on the line of scrimmage, trying to bottle up the Warrior offense before they have a chance to really get going. But that time, Ella Scott was able to break the initial line of scrimmage and pick up a big gain of about 8 yards.
We'll call it a gain of about 8, so it'll bring up 2nd down and 2 a long two. Now we got flags coming in before the play gets started. And the Warriors look like they're going to be guilty of maybe some type of illegal procedure.
That is correct, Patrick. Pontotoc with a little bit of an early start there backs them up, and instead of 2nd down and 2, we got a 2nd down and somewhere in the neighborhood of about 7.5 yards now.
So you're right, it will be a 2nd down and probably around 7, maybe 8 yards to go for the first down, as the Warriors will have it from right along the New Albany 18-yard line, as they'll have it from that point, as McBride rolling to his right under a lot of trouble and a lot of pressure, going to be knocked down or actually going to be sacked right along the 25-yard line. Is good pursuit, good push right there on that defensive front by New Albany, and they do a good job of spilling McBride there for a loss, and the Warriors going to be facing 3rd, really long yardage. 3rd down, real long yardage to go for a first down.
Pontotoc offensive line missed a block somewhere along the way that way, and Pontotoc never had a chance to do anything there. McBride took a knee on about the 25-yard line to bring up 3rd down and about 15 yards to go for the first down.
McBride rolled to his left, eluded a couple of tacklers now under his arm, and now he's going to have the football around the 25-yard line, gets back to the line of scrimmage where he's knocked down and dropped. It's going to be 4th down, and now the Warriors facing a decision here, and we'll have to decide whether they're going to try to kick the long field goal or maybe try to go for the first down. Got a young man that's got the ability to put the ball to the uprights. He's shown that he can kick it a long way, but this is going to be a pretty lengthy one. Some 42, 43-yard field goal attempt here facing Bass.
About 42 yards here, and Bass is on to attempt this long field goal, and this will be the first true test of the year here for Robert Bass.
Well, a 42-yard attempt. I think he actually kicked a 40-plus yarder against Oxford up at Oxford, so he has kicked a pretty long field goal. The ability to do so in that young man's foot, maybe he'll get the benefit of a 5-yard penalty here and give him a little closer shot. We'll sort this one out. Indeed, big penalty. Is going to give him a few yards. And this is big, Mike. He puts this one through the uprights, and now New Albany needs 2 scores to win the ball game.
You're exactly right there, Patrick. Big break there for Pontotoc. Bass 5 yards closer and definitely has a chance to hit this field goal.
Well, now he's teeing it up right along the 26-yard line. So he gets his foot forward, he gets the foot into it. It's got the distance, and it's good. Boy, those 5 yards proved to be costly as Bass made them pay and puts it through the uprights. And the Warriors get 3 points right here. They really didn't deserve to have, but you're going to take it if you're the Warriors and move ahead 17-7. 9:34 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Play Pontotoc 17, New Albany 7. A real emotional night here tonight because you're going to have a lot of kids that will be playing their last time here at this campus unless something happens and the Warriors are able to make the playoffs and get to play another game here. So a very emotional night, I would imagine, for you and as well as a lot of parents. And, of course, I know you're proud. You're going to be losing a good group.
Definitely. We had 24 seniors graduate this time and some real good kids in the band. And I kind of hate to see them go, and a lot of them had the opportunity to do the show one last time and seen a lot of tears on the field. They left it out there, and I was real proud for them.
Well, Brian, I know that you've been here for a few years now. Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you happen up on Pontotoc, Mississippi?
Well, I went to Itawamba Community College for 2 years and then transferred to Ole Miss.
Well, guys, just as quickly we talked to Coach Mr. Gillentine, New Albany has just gotten right back in the football game on the strength of a 76-yard touchdown run as New Albany's Markel Connor goes 76 yards, and New Albany just like that right back in the ball game. 9:13 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play, and the extra point on its way. New Albany will be within 3 points of this in the football game. Brian, you were talking about how you came from Amory, is that?
That's right. Graduated Amory High School in 87. And went to Itawamba for 2 years.
87, good year. That's the year I graduated as well. So
I remember seeing you in college. And I went to Ole Miss after ICC and got a bachelor's degree and my master's, and taught at Hatley before I came to Pontotoc.
Well, I know that you've enjoyed it here at Pontotoc. I guess you now I guess we can call you one of us that you've been here so long. I know that you have, of course, a lot of different competitions that you guys are involved in. Of course, you always grade very well and do very well in those. Any more of those left here the remainder of the year?
We're finished. We've done 2 and competed in the 10-time Classic a couple of weeks ago and scored all superior. The guard line 1 overall champion and the band 1 overall 3A champion.
Well, I know that you're pleased with that, of course, and you always have a good group, and you guys do a tremendous job year in and year out. We up here, in other words, I guess a lot of other crews that do ball games, first thing they do is scurry down to the concessions for halftime. We don't do that. We always just love to listen to you guys. It just sends chills down our spine hearing you guys play. Tremendous show every week, and we really enjoy it. And I know the people in Pontotoc do. You do a tremendous job, and you've really got this thing rolling here. We appreciate your time up here tonight, and I know you got to get these guys here fired up and going here to start the third quarter. Thank you for coming over here.
I appreciate it a lot, too.
Appreciate it. Brian Gillentine, the band director here at Pontotoc High School. Of course, very fine level of play that you hear from those folks, Mike, every week. And, boy, they're good. There's no other way to term it. They're just good.
They really are.
But New Albany has just gotten right back in this football game. Brian just didn't bring us any luck whatsoever. James White finds the 25, the 30, and up maybe to the 35. Still running hard to the 37. Good return. Tell you what, this is going to be a battle. We knew it before during the first half. They got really got a big physical offensive line and got a guy there and running the option play in their quarterback, and of course that opens up a lot of other areas. Of course, and this just run a little simple dive to the back, and this time he busted it wide open. Goes 76 yards. New Albany is right back in this game, and those 3 points now are really big.
They look real big at this time. Pontotoc needing to put together some kind of drive here to get the momentum back in their favor here as we are about the 9-minute mark in the third quarter.
As Pontotoc will have it from that spot, of course, as McBride will roll to his right, looks upfield in the flats, pass is completed to White. White lowers his head and gets up to the 45. Good job right there by James White of finding a little daylight and getting a good effort on first down. We'll call it a gain of 8. We'll bring up second down, 2 yards to go. Boy, both teams seem like after sputtering a little bit in the first half, boy, they really got things moving here a little bit better offensively, a little crisper.
They really are. Halftime did both teams well, and Pontotoc starting out here in this drive and in a second down and about 2 yards to go here for the first down.
Second down, 2 yards to go for McBride and Cruz. McBride will give to Ellis Scott. Ellis rumbles over the 45, real near the first down. He needed the 47-yard line for the first down. I think he's going to earn it. Maybe a gain of 2. That's about what he needed. And I think that's going to move the chains for the first down. First and 10 Warriors from their own 47-yard line as they'll keep the clock moving. And, of course, the chain of downs, of course, change. They get a fresh new set of downs to move the football with. Here's a lead 17-14, a shade over 8 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. As McBride will call out his signals, as coming in motion will be Westbrook. And they'll give it to Scott off left tackle. Not much room to run through. They'll keep it on his feet. And now rumbling over midfield down to about the 49. And a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. And Ellis did a good job just keeping those feet moving and finding a little daylight. And, of course, the big guy, when he gets that momentum going, he's pretty hard to bring down.
Yeah, he really is, Patrick. That time he got all those yards on his own there. There really was no yards there. And he just overpowered several defenders there and picked up about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
Well, in the first half, Mike, I have the Warriors with 96 yards of total offense. Of course, big play on defense by Pickett. The Warriors had a big pass play that enabled them to get their first touchdown or get them in position to get the first touchdown. And now we've got moving along the line of scrimmage, a dead ball. And the officials here just quite frankly missed one, Mike. I can't believe that. That's a dead ball. And that's a dead ball foul.
You're definitely right. Number 6, Rutherford is who we think it is. He just slung Brian Rucker to the ground. No call. The coaches up here in the press box with us, they went totally crazy there.
Well, that's just inexcusable. I mean, that's No, that's horrible. I mean, you just can't do that. That's after the play's blown dead, the young man maybe didn't hear the whistle, but you know that's just part of football. Right there, you got to pull the flag out of the back pocket, penalize him for a personal foul, as unable to understand what the reasoning from the officials was. Good surge by New Albany defensively as they maybe hit Ellis as he gets the football and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. And maybe going to be a yard or so on the play. We'll call it a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and a yard to go for the first down for the Warriors. Well, the Warriors scored 14 points, and Ellis Scott scored both of them. He had a 6-yard run and a 7-yard run in the first half to give the Warriors their 14-7 lead. Big Ellis Scott runs over the 40 down to the 39. But we're going to have a flag, and I can already see right now the official is going to be indicating a hold against the Warriors.
That is correct.
Well, we'll nullify the first down, and we'll back them up from the point of the spot and point of the foul, and the Warriors are going to be having it now 3rd down and probably some 10 yards plus for the first down. And big break for New Albany as it will nullify a first down effort back to the 48-yard line, back in Warrior territory. It'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it right at 10 yards to go for the first down, as McBride will keep Big Ellis Scott in the backfield behind him. 3rd down, 10 yards to go for the Warriors as Winter goes in motion. As McBride rolls just right, looks upfield, and the pass is going to be caught by Bishop inside the 40 down to the 37. And a good job of just lofting that football out there to Braden. And Braden did a good job of hauling it in right around the 40-yard line and getting the first down. Big play offensively for the Warriors.
Great catch by the senior Braden Bishop on the play, and picked up a big first down that Pontotoc desperately needed here.
Well, it was a gain of 15. The Warriors needed 11 and got 15. So first down, 10 yards to go for the Warriors. As a little toss sweep to the left, James White trying to find the 35 down to about the 33. Going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down, 7 yards to go for the Warriors. White maybe pecked his way down to the 33. We'll call it a gain of 3. So it'll bring up 2nd down, 7 yards to go. And the yards have been really tough against this New Albany front. They did a good job of narrowing those running lanes for the Warriors offensively. The back's not finding much daylight. And, of course, right now the defensive line of scrimmage somewhat being won by this New Albany defense right now. They're doing a good job getting some penetration, but the Warriors have got it in New Albany territory on the strength of a couple of pass plays. McBride rolling to his right, looking upfield, and he's got his receiver Winter open. Touchdown on the post pattern from some 37 yards out, as McBride's going to hit Winter wide open in the end zone for a 33-yard passing catch. A big play by the Warriors offensively, and they're going to put 6 right back on the board.
Great job and a great play call on the field there by the Warriors, and Pontotoc desperately needed the points there and was able to push it in the end zone. Robert Bass on for the point after.
And indeed, the Warriors have moved ahead 23-14. And Mike, you're really like myself. You're struggling with that voice tonight. You're going to probably have to drink a lot of liquids or something to get it back after this one. The extra point is up and good by Bass. And with 4:58 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play, Pontotoc 24, New Albany 14. Well, I'm joined by Paul, and Paul, I tell you what, Mike's voice just played out. Mine is on the verge of doing that, but he told me he had a sinus infection all week. I've been battling one myself, but the Warriors have moved back ahead 24-14. This has been a very entertaining football game.
It has been an entertaining affair, Pat. As I just hope that somebody makes a tackle on this young man.
Up to about the 37-yard line, Ron Winter puts him down at that point, but New Albany gets excellent field position. And I tell you, Paul, like me and Mike have talked about, something that the Warriors have had trouble with tonight, I think has been a little bit of a difference maker for New Albany. New Albany's running the option. I don't think the Warriors have seen the option all year, and a little bit of a different look. It's a little bit, you got to be a little more disciplined on defense, and of course, right now, New Albany doing a good job of giving their back some lanes to run the football with. And, of course, they had the strength of a 76-yard touchdown. Fortunately, the Warriors were able to answer it and have moved that lead back out to that 10-point margin that they enjoy right now. As Connor again gets the carry over the 40 up to the 41-yard line. A gain of about 4. The Warriors making the stop defensively was Corey Walker. It will bring up 2nd down and 6.
Well, you know, Pat, I just hope I don't get the sinus infection that Soup's got. I'm wearing his headset he had on a couple minutes ago, so I'm probably getting all his germs right now. But yeah, quite frankly, I've been really impressed with New Albany. I looked at their roster a few minutes ago. They have 47 freshmen and sophomores that are playing, 9th and 10th graders. Patrick, they also actually, when I looked at their roster, they only have 12 seniors, and they also have, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 14 juniors. So they're a very young football team. Coach Denson here has really turned things around at W.P. Daniel High School in New Albany, and quite frankly, they look like they're a football team of the future in Class 3A. I want to thank our fine sponsors for helping make Pontotoc versus New Albany football possible to you tonight. Tudor Funeral Home in Pontotoc, Jackson Implement Company in Pontotoc, Montgomery Drugs here in town as well, First National Bank, JB's Quick Stop, Russell Oil Company, the People's Bank, Hangouts Daycare in Pontotoc, Ken Nyland Insurance, OneCallincorporated.com here in Pontotoc, Daffodils Flowers and Finery Pontotoc here in town as well, Springer Discount Homes with locations in Houston, Pontotoc, and Woodland, Stegall Ford, Classic Exteriors, Hunters, Holla, and Oxford, and CNR Cattle Company, Charlie and Chuck Robinson here in Pontotoc. I want to thank those fine folks for helping make Pontotoc High School football courtesy tonight.
McKenzie running the option up to midfield, a gain of about 9. He's a catalyst, Paul. He's a guy that kind of gets that option going. He does a good job of maneuvering that football. He's got some quick feet, and of course, he's been tough for the Warriors here against the Warriors tonight. We see Dedrick Clark here on some crutches down on the sideline. Of course, young man looks like he's kind of nicked up right here as Big Ellis as Dedrick Clark is, and hopefully the Warriors will get his services back. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out after the game the extent of that injury, but tough loss for the Warriors if he's unable to return for the Warriors this year, Paul.
Well, I mean, he's a young man that you count on heavily, and Patrick, I'll be honest with you, they could use him in right now. It's this young man running the option is really he's giving the Warriors some fits running the option. Patrick, this McKenzie young man has control of his offense, even though there is a flag down on the play.
Well, McKenzie's pushed out of bounds by Pickett. It would have been a first down, but I think it's going to come back. Young man's got some good feet, Paul. That's what we talked about. He really, really has good feet, quick feet, and of course got pretty good wheels. And tell you what, New Albany is a good-looking young football team. They're physical up front, and the ironic thing about them is there's some young kids on this football team that are going to be around a while. Going to be a dangerous football team in the future. And to be quite honest with you, 3:38 remaining in this one.
They're still right in the ball game.
Right here in the ball game. Yeah. Warriors definitely need a stop here defensively.
Well, they do, and we talked about that. Me and Mike did a couple minutes ago, in particular how good that they have 2 ninth graders, Patrick, that are starting on the offensive line. In particular, one, number 76, Daniel Cook. Patrick comes in and kicks extra points. I haven't seen a young man that was big. He's a left offensive tackle that has that good of feet. Patrick, he's 6'1", 286 pounds, and the young man can run. I mean, you can see him right there. Patrick's taking a shot on not getting much of a good block, but he had a chance. He did hit Ellis and as he was coming in. But man, the young man gets off the line of scrimmage very, very well, and you don't see ninth graders that often that are that good.
Well, Rutherford finds the 40 to the 40, well, right at the 40-yard line, so it will be 3rd down, actually 2nd down and long yardage, 2nd down, and we'll call it 19 yards to go for the first down. The line to make will be just inside the Warrior 41-yard line. Pontotoc 24, New Albany 14, an entertaining Division I Class 3A football game. We knew it would be before this one started, Paul, and it's lived up to the billing that everything we thought it would be. As McKenzie fakes the counter option, looks upfield, throws a pass in the, looks like in the middle of the field, Paul. And I tell you can see he's a lot better with his feet than he is with his arm. I talked to Coach Larry Ashmore, one of the assistants here, and he said that's his Achilles heel. he really struggles throwing the football and didn't get anything on that one at all.
Well, that was a poor throw, and it wasn't even close. But you're right, Patrick. There's no question. Pontotoc, we all know how big this football game is. They have to win tonight and actually have to win next week at a very, very tough, difficult place, Patrick, at Corinth. And I think we have to win by 9 points, if I'm not mistaken. Is that not the scenario that I've been
Well, I really
given?
don't want to get into that, Paul, because I don't think it's fair to the players, but I agree with you. I think that it's something similar to that. They run a little delay here, and it's going to be complete on the little middle screen, but shy of the first down, pretty well diagnosed by the Warriors. Good play by Braden Bishop, as well as some help. Looked like he got some help from Ryan White, as they looked like they ran a little middle screen. Paul brought it back to the middle of the field. It was pretty well, looked like it was pretty well set up, but the Warriors did a good job of laying back in their lanes and making the play.
Well, Braden Bishop did a pretty good job, Patrick. Made a nice play. I don't know if you guys have talked about it tonight. Last week I failed to mention it. We didn't wish the young lady very, luck, and I thought about it after it was over with that we should have, but I don't know if you guys have talked about it tonight about Miss Christy May, Patrick, and the job that she did. And what a great honor, Patrick. I think she was second alternate in the Ms. America pageant last week, and quite frankly, that is
Amazing
amazing accomplishment. I mean, I don't think many people will really realize how big of an accomplishment that was for that young lady, and congratulations to her and her family and to the whole town. I mean, that's just a great honor. We're a little bit biased, Patrick. We thought she should have won the thing, but congratulations to her. She just did a super job. You just can't ask for much more than what she did. It's tremendous, and just came across real well, and it was real good publicity for the whole town, and just a fantastic moment for the whole city of Pontotoc.
Great advertisement for the city. You'll never get that again. I mean, that on a big national scene, and congratulations to her. She's just well deserving. Little line drive punt that Winter will catch right around the 25-yard line, and actually around the 20. Runs up to about the 23. And the Warriors will have it 1st and 10 with 2 minutes, 12 seconds remaining from their own 23-yard line. And would like to get some first downs generated right here, keep their offense on the field, keep their defense off of the field, and run some clock.
Well, that's true. I mean, you'd like to have an opportunity to score points. You always are looking to score points, but in a football game the way this one's been played, I mean, you think about it, Patrick, probably the biggest play of the football game was the interception before halftime, no question about it, with Pickett. And Rob did a good job. He set up the touchdown. He almost got in himself, but the young man may have made the play of the night. There's no question about that.
Well, the young man played well last week against Ripley. Not many bright spots, but he was one of them. Brian Rucker carries all up to near the 30-yard line. A gain of about 5. I will call it a gain of 6. We'll bring up 2nd down, 4 yards to go for the Warriors.
And again, Patrick, I enjoyed the interview with Coach Ginn, and had some great insight on Pontotoc High School basketball. And I'm sure he hates to see Dietrich down there with the little Nick as well. But man, they have some excitement with this basketball program this time, and you can just feel the energy from Coach Ginn. You can tell that they've got some exciting moments ahead this winter here in Pontotoc High School.
2nd down, 4 yards to go, 1.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. As James White gets a carry, gets back maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. We'll call it a gain of 1. We'll bring up 3rd down, 3 yards to go for the 1st down. The line to make would be the 33-yard, actually would be just outside the 33, around the 34-yard line. So 3rd down, we'll call it 3 for the 1st down. A shade over a minute remaining here in the 3rd quarter of play, as this is the final home game of the 2000 season for the Warriors. The Warriors will hit the road for their final 2 contests. The last contest will actually be in Pontotoc County, but will be at North Pontotoc, as Ella Scott runs over the 35 and gets a 1st down. Big 1st down by the Warriors, as they'll move the chains and pick up the 1st down. Paul, good job by that Warrior front, and Ellis did a good job of just driving for the 1st down.
Well, Patrick, I think Ross Jones, I think he's a freshman, and I think that Ella Scott just may have welcomed him to high school football then, because he just ran over the young man to pick up that 1st down. And you always hear these people saying these SEC games, welcome to the SEC, son. I think Ellis could have said welcome to high school football on a different level than the junior high level, Mr. Jones.
It'll be for the Warriors 1st and 10 right along the 36-yard line as McBride rolls to his right. And now a flag comes in late.
I think, Patrick, it's going to be, it was going to be Finch actually moved early, but I think young man from New Albany hit him and knocked him down, and they're going to get a flag. They should have had a flag a couple minutes ago, Patrick, on a play that on Brian Rucker. Patrick, young man just threw him to the ground, and all accolades have to go to Brian, Patrick. He really kept his cool and didn't get upset and retaliate. And unfortunately, they should have thrown the flag. He had every reason to retaliate. I mean, that, of course, a classy young man didn't do anything. But it looks like maybe that the Warriors are going to be the beneficiary of the flag here, even though the young man did jump off sides. I think there's no question about it. He did hit Finch late. It should give the Warriors possibly have to check and see how they sort the penalty out, but could actually give them a first down.
Well, give them 1st and 5.
1st and 5. That's still first down. 1st and 5.
So indeed, give them 5 yards of penalty yardage. Look down here in front of us. A nice crowd here tonight. Boy, I tell you what, one of the bigger crowds we've had of the year here during the season. Nice crowd here in front, of course, in front of us. And, of course, they've witnessed a good one. This has been a good football game.
Well, it's been entertaining. It kind of, like you said a couple minutes ago, it has been entertaining. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the game last year between Pontotoc and Corinth. I don't think you were here for that one. And it was a game that was actually quite closely contested between both football teams, as this one has been as well. And, you think about it, we're lucky, Patrick, in some instances, because Mr. Pickett was Johnny on the spot and made a great play because right before halftime, they had the momentum and were moving the football. So it quite interesting turn of events here as well on the penalty.
Well, 15-yard penalty, and more than likely will be an automatic first down for the Warriors. I think things are just completely right now. A lot of confusion on the field right now.
Well, to me it looks like they should reset the chains because let's just wait and see what the call is. Is it going to be 1st and 1? I mean, if that happens, I don't know if I have ever seen that happen before, 1st and 1, but we'll have to wait and see it. I mean, they're not resetting the chains over there, so apparently they're saying that the first down marker is still at about the 46-yard line. They got the football marked right around the 45.5, 46-yard line. Actually, what is this going to be, Patrick? 1st and inches? Have you ever seen a play like this, if that's going to be the call?
Well, I think the officials are struggling a little bit right now. Not real sure what's happened here, and I noticed that there's a little frustration on both sidelines. Not only the Warrior staff, maybe a little bit of frustration on the New Albany staff as well. As we have a 7, now we get 1st and 10.
They're resetting the chains now.
Resets the chains. It'll be 1st and 10, Pontotoc from right along their own 46-yard line. And Paul, the Warriors more than likely will not snap it again, and we'll go to the third, actually to the 4th and final quarter of play. Indeed, I guess they will snap it because the clock is still stopped. So the clock still stopped, so the Warriors will have to snap it one more time. Is Ellis Scott the lone back in the backfield behind McBride, as we'll have actually beside him, of course, James White. And White's going to be the lead blocker for Ellis. Ellis maybe gets over the back to the line of scrimmage and maybe no more. Forward progress stopped at that point. Maybe gets a yard on the play. We'll bring up 2nd down and 9. No gain on the play. We'll call it 2nd and 10. We'll bring to an end the third quarter of play. We play through 3. Pontotoc 24, New Albany 14. And we begin the 4th quarter of play. The Warriors have it 2nd and 9 as McBride looks upfield, rolling to his right. Will tuck it under his arm and will get near the midfield stripe. Ran out of bounds along the 49-yard line. Will be a gain of about 2. And we'll bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards to go for the first. Actually, not check that. 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for the first down. And a possession play facing the Warriors.
Well, like you said, Patrick, possession play. And, of course, don't know the extent, Patrick, of Dietrich's injury, but the young man has got crutches and of course, is on the bench. And it does look like he's in a pretty good humor, so maybe it's nothing real serious, Patrick, as looks like the Warriors are taking a kind of time out. I guess we'll take one with them as well, and we'll be back after these messages from our local sponsors.
And the Warriors come back here on the field after the timeout. 3rd down, 8 yards to go for the first down. And a possession play facing the Warriors. Coach Robbins and crew want to talk about it, Paul. Try to get the right play in motion here. Big play. Like to get the first down, keep this drive going, and keep the football. As they'll fake it to Winter, they do a little in the round. As they give it to Rucker. Rucker, big hole over the 40, over the 35, inside the 30s, down out of bounds along the 26, and a first down. Excellent play call by Coach Robbins and crew, and they get the first down. Big play by the Warriors offensively.
Well designed play and good ball handling that time, Patrick, by McBride from the quarterback position. As you know, they faked the football on the dive play, then faked the football again to Winter, and then gave the football to Rucker. And Rucker did a good job of picking up yardage, Patrick, and picking up substantial yardage on top of that, and putting the football down inside the 30 to around the 26-yard line. Nice pickup on the play, and will make a first down and 10 for the Warriors, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered right there.
Well, that was a gain of 26 yards and a first down for the Warriors. Big play by the Warriors offensively is Ellis Scott on the carry inside the 25, ducks down in along the 30, along the 22, and going to be shy of the first down by about 5. We'll bring it 2nd down and 5.
Patrick, is that my eyes just kind of deceiving me, or did Ellis just absolutely just run over some young man? I think he did. Bill, Mike, did you see it? Did Ellis just run over someone again? I thought, is that the young man that's down? I mean, he absolutely, I thought he did. He just absolutely ran over that young man, Pat. I mean, that's the second time that he's done that in the football game. And, of course, the young man, Patrick, we've talked about him all season long and even last year. And actually, Patrick, when he was a sophomore, his motor just runs fast and faster all the time.
Well, he's just got one of those guys that plays with a tremendous amount of heart, and he's big and physical, pretty good foot speed as well, and a guy that's a good prospect, Paul.
Oh, he's super.
Runs inside over the 20, down to along the 19-yard line. A gain of about, we'll call it a gain of about 4, and we'll bring up 3rd down. We'll call it 3. Well, actually, we'll give them a gain of about 2, so it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the first down for the Warriors.
It will be. Back to Ellis, Patrick, you take 11 more dislike or 10 more disliking to put on the football field with you, and
just a will.
You have an opportunity to be a really good football team.
Well, pardon the phrase here, Paul, because you hear this a lot on other, but he's a real warrior, and I don't mean a Pontotoc warrior. He's a warrior, and he is a Pontotoc warrior as well, but just a warrior on the field, a guy that you just count on week in and week out. Going to give you the same maximum effort every time as he gets a carry inside the 15 down along the 12. And, Paul, there's really not any answer right now. The Warriors just lining up and giving it to the big fella and say, hey, we're just going to keep making you tackle the big guy. And he gets about 5 on the play and picks up the first down.
Not a bad game plan. I mean, just let him punish those linebackers from New Albany, and they're trying to step up and make plays. And he's a hard guy to make a play on. And you just I don't see anything but just riding him on out the rest of the way.
First down and 10 yards to go for the first down as the ball resting along the 13. It's going to be Ellis again. Big hole over the 10. Rumbles up real near the 5. And going to be a pickup about 7 or 8 again on the play. Paul Ellis just doing a good job. And right now, Paul, I think they're wearing that defensive front from New Albany down a little bit.
Well, Ellis is doing a good job, Patrick. Let's give credit to where credit is due as well. I mean, there's no question. Also, Patrick, the offensive line with Finch and with Ray and the entire collection of young men in the football game right now. I think also Bailey and others just doing a good job of just opening up holes for Ellis to run the football through.
2nd down and 3. The line to make for the first down is the 5 as Ellis Scott plunges near the goal line. Paul, I think he's going to get in around the 2-yard line, maybe inside the 1. And I think the Warriors are going to have it first down and goal to go as they mark it just inside the around the 1-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal to go from right along the 1-yard line. Paul, the Warriors really could make a statement right here if they put this one in the end zone. Tell you what, going to put a little distance between them and the Bulldogs,
that's
probably going to be curtains for New Albany.
Well,
tell you what,
you would think so, but give it to the big fella right here, Patrick. If he gets in again, this is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night if he gets the football in, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed, as he'll get the carry, and Ellis hitting the backfield this time, going to be wrestled down. Paul is not able to get back to the line of scrimmage, might lose a yard or 2. depending upon where forward progress is going to be stopped, and they mark it back out here to about the 4. So it's going to be a loss of 3. It will be second down and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
Well, actually, they never brought him down, but he did. He got knocked. The play will be blown dead around the 4, but they've rode Ellis's Scott all the way down. Ellis is back all the way down here. I'd still give it to the big fellow one more time, Pat. Let him slam that thing in there because I believe I believe they get the football in the end zone.
Second down, goal to go from the 4. A shade over 8 minutes remaining as they'll run it to Brian Rucker. Brian Rucker still running hard, getting into the end zone. Fine individual effort by Brian Rucker. Did a good job of Paul just spinning out of the would-be tackler and getting it into the end zone. A 4-yard run, and the Warriors have put 6 on the board. 7:52 remaining in the football game, 30-14. And a big touchdown drive by the Warriors right there.
Well, a big extra point still here by Bass. I mean, young man has been very effective tonight. But you get this point right here, Pat, you make it a 3-possession football game. So this is a big extra point.
Indeed, and the extra point on its way and good. Big extra point. Pontotoc 31, New Albany 14. Will return after these messages. And, of course, we're here, Paul. The Warriors lead 31-14, and now the Warriors beginning to feel this one a little bit as they are in the lead 31-14. As you mentioned, 3 possessions. New Albany would have to have the football to win it. So the Warriors have moved their lead out to 3 scores as Bass will put it in the end zone. Now we've got, Paul, the battle of the bands as the Warriors and the Bulldogs here across the way here battling it out with the battle of the bands. Of course, that fine Warrior band entertaining the crowd here, of course, across the way as New Albany will set up shop. First down, 10 yards to go from their own 20-yard line as they trail in the football game 31-14. And the Bulldogs, with just a little under 8 minutes remaining, will set up shop at that point. Been a very entertaining football game, a very closely, hotly contested matchup. McKenzie throws one out here in the flats, which is incomplete, in and out of his receiver's hands, which was Matt Staten. Staten, Paul, just let that one get to his shoulder pads and bounced off, incomplete. And we'll bring up second down and 10 yards to go for New Albany. Well, Paul, there's one thing I can say. I have made it through this game without a voice, but it's held out for most of the contest.
I just hope I don't get Soup's germs. I mean, I got his headset on. He had on the whole game right now.
Well,
so.
I lasted a little longer than Soup. Somehow, I don't know. I guess my voice was not quite as bad as his was tonight because both of us were battling a little bit of a sinus infection. But indeed, it's been a little bit tougher than normal with circumstances. I feel just real. Paul, actually, I feel real well, but just lost my voice.
Well, I mean, I guess it was all the excitement from last week's game, maybe just getting to you. I don't know. But,
I guess it was that trip to Tuscaloosa.
It may have been a trip to. You didn't lose your voice there. That's sarcasm, too, isn't it? I mean, I don't think.
Hey guys, we haven't even picked any football games.
I'm scared to pick the Mars games. I'm a little bit nervous about those football games, or particularly one. So, but you're right, we haven't picked football games.
McKenzie drops straight back and throws one in the flats. It's completed to Foot. And Foot's going to be wrestled around the 25-yard line, and forward progress going to be stopped at that point. It will bring up third down and about 5 yards to go for the fourth down. That was third down. And New Albany going to be forced to punt, Paul. And right now the Warriors seem to be firmly in command now. It's been a very tightly contested football game. Big plays have decided this one, Paul. New Albany had a real opportunity to get points on the scoreboard and grab a little bit of a lead before the halftime intermission. But Rob Pickett alertly got on there and got a big pass interception, nearly returned it for a score. And the Warriors finished up the drive with a 6-yard touchdown run by Ellis Scott. And from that point on, it's been pretty much Pontotoc.
Good punt.
Indeed, it's a good punt for the Bulldogs. And the Warriors will get it first and 10 at their own 21-yard line. Paul, I guess another big play in the football game you'd have to look back is, of course, to start the second half of play, New Albany fumbled the kickoff. And, of course, the Warriors alertly recovered it. Were unable to get any positive yards at all, but was pushed back out for a 43-yard field goal attempt by Bass. They got a penalty flag that moved up 5 yards closer. Of course, I don't really know if it would have mattered because Bass had plenty of leg to get it through there. But you know, the psychological changes of kicking a 36-yarder instead of a 41-yarder are a little different. And boy, he did a good job of just nailing that thing through, giving us that 17-7 lead. New Albany came right back and, of course, scored on the strength of a 76-yard touchdown run by Connor to cut it to 17-14. But the Warriors came right back and, of course, put a good drive together as give it to Ron Winter. Winter's over the 25, along the 30, up to the 31-yard line. Going to be real close to the first down, a gain of about 9, and we'll bring up second down and about a yard to go for a first down.
I think, Patrick, here the last probably 6-8 minutes of this football game, Pontotoc's kind of broken New Albany's spirit and broken their will somewhat. And a good point. I mean, the turnover before halftime by Pickett, and then, of course, the kickoff return to start the second half were certainly big plays, but good football teams capitalize on big plays, and the Warriors have tonight. That's something that they can build on because, last week, Patrick, and, of course, Mike sitting there beside me, I know he can't talk, but that's the one thing that killed the Warriors because they absolutely had nothing go their way. I mean, it just seemed like it was one disaster after the other.
Well, you're indeed correct, Paul. And, of course, as quickly as New Albany cut it to 17-14, Pontotoc got the football back, and they answered on the strength of a 33-yard passing catch from McBride to Winter, and that made it 24-14. And, of course, the Warriors just tacked on a 4-yard run by on the strength of Brian Rucker to move up 31-14 to put us at the score we're at, of course, here at the present time with 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. A little quick hitter to James White. White's up to about the 39-yard line as he's going to be wrestled down by the big fella around that point.
Nice block that time by Mickey Ward, Patrick, of allowing White to get some running room as Ward did a good job of cracking out back on the defensive lineman and also giving his running back an opportunity to run the football through the hole. But, real quickly, I think Pontotoc has some 12 seniors, Patrick, playing what could be their last football game as a Warrior here on this field tonight. We'll go over those 12 young men in a few minutes, but for all intents and purposes, could be playing their last football game here at Pontotoc High School on the Pontotoc Warrior High School football.
Second down and 5 is McBride under a little bit of pressure, going to be sacked as he's dropped right along the 30-yard line. And he's a little bit shaken up, but does a good job of getting back to his feet. And going to lose about some 7 yards on the play. A loss of 7, so it'll bring third down and 12 yards to go for the Warriors. Paul Jason's had a good night tonight.
Oh, he has had a good night. I mean, I think of the big pass play that he hit Rucker on in the first half. That actually they maybe combined a little bit differently on it. Probably could have been a long touchdown play, but I think they went on and scored on that drive. And then, of course, he had the 33-yard touchdown to Winter here about 4 or 5 minutes, actually probably 7 or 8 minutes ago in the third quarter. So, again, Patrick, same play they had success on a couple of minutes ago again with Rucker.
And it's a foot race, and Rucker's inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line, and going to pick up the first down. Big play by the Warriors and pick up the first down. Will move the chains.
So there's a flag back here, Patrick, around the 38-yard line. We'll have to wait and see and let the officials sort this out. If I'm not mistaken, Mike, I think there's a flag down anyway. I thought I saw one. There is a flag, so we'll have to wait and see what the call is. Unsportsmanlike conduct, it looks like, against New Albany, Patrick, is a call.
Indeed, and that's going to tack on some more yardage to the run. And nice run by Brian Rucker. Brian's had a fine football game tonight as well, Paul. As a lot of seniors on the field, and a lot of the seniors have stepped up.
Well, Mike was really prophetic, Patrick. A couple of minutes ago, he said there will be some cheap shots thrown here in the last couple of minutes, and he's been right on the money so far.
Well, I heard him make the comment a few moments ago, and he's been astute in his comment. Paul, that was a 32-yard run by Brian Rucker. Brian's had a fine night tonight.
Well, he had a touchdown run. Of course, he had this big run. He also had another one on the last drive. So, like you said, Patrick, he's another young man. It's a senior. Of course, these kids don't want to go out in a bad way. They have an opportunity next week to still put themselves in a position to earn a playoff berth.
Well, you're exactly right. And, of course, the Warriors have it 1st and 10 will have it right along the 20-yard line. We'll call it the 20-yard line, and James White maybe picks up a yard or so, if that much. We'll call it a gain of 1. Bring up 2nd down and 9 yards to go for the first down for the Warriors.
Well, Patrick, real quick, there's 3 minutes to go in the football game. Jason McBride, Jeff Kirk. Let me go real quickly through all these. Looks like what Jeffrey Hall, Brian Rucker, Kevin Westbrooks, Ellis Scott. We'll get to the rest of them in just a few minutes. That's just I think I got about half of them so far that are playing their last game as a Warrior here. Well, potentially their last game as a Warrior here at Warrior Field.
As indeed they're going to give it to Ron Winter swinging outside, and Paul Ron does a good job of, actually not able to shake off a tackler. Going to lose a couple of yards on the play. Will be 3rd down, and we'll call it 11 yards to go for the first down. Paul, I look over here, notice that the senior for the Warriors, of course, we talked about Brian Rucker, has 71 yards rushing tonight. Mostly all of them, those little misdirection, reverse type plays. He also has a 40-yard reception to his credit. So as he's went well over 100 yards and all-purpose yards tonight, good job for Brian Rucker.
Well, Brian's a good athlete. Coach again talked about him, how good of a basketball player he is earlier. And you know, he has. He's responded well all night long, and has probably had one of his best football games of the year.
Swings it out here in the left flat. White on his feet. He's over the 10, over the 5, down to the 3. A flag comes in late. And, Paul, I would think for all intents and purposes where that flag's thrown, probably some type of personal foul, face mask against New Albany.
I think it's going to be on the mask, Patrick. I think it'll be a face mask penalty, which will probably make it a half the distance type penalty. But real quickly, Pat, finishing out a couple minutes ago, I didn't do so. Elvin Chandler playing his last game. Braden Bishop, Patrick, what strides Braden Bishop has made over the last several years in his football and basketball careers as well. Young man's just a fine young man as well, but he's a good athlete and has really improved from year to year, probably as much or more so than maybe anyone on this football team. Lane Bass and Ron Winter, and Patrick Ron is just one of those young men. He's a winner. You don't talk a lot about him, but Ron Winter has just been super all season long, and also Jay Grissom, if I'm not mistaken. Those are the 12 seniors that have played tonight and have played real well as well.
First down and goal to go from the 2 as McBride and crew will have it from the 2-yard line. James White, the lone back in the backfield, as Jason McBride plunges in from 2 yards out, and the Warriors add an exclamation mark to this one, Paul, which is going to be win number 8 for the Warriors as they put 6 more on the board and move ahead 37-14 with 2:01 remaining here in the football game.
Well, they've broke open what Mike and Patrick was really a pretty close football game, and it was 17-14 probably 8-9 minutes ago in this football game. So there's no question. It's good to see Jason, Patrick. He's a senior and has paid his dues. I mean, that's one thing that Coach Robbins, I think, likes for his young men to do, particularly his signal callers. Since we've been doing these football games, it seems like it's always a senior signal caller. We've seen it with McQuarter. We've seen it with now with McBride. We've seen it with some others, Patrick.
John Benjamin a year ago.
Benjamin, a great year for Benjamin. Preston, I can't. His name escapes me now. That played the Preston kid. Preston Leathers. I couldn't think of his name. It seems like that it's been a senior that has risen to the challenge each and every year. That for the last probably 4 or 5 years for Coach Robbins, he's real loyal to his young men that are signal callers. And Jason, it's good to see him get in the end zone right there as well.
Well, Paul, I look here over the statistical category tonight for Jason McBride. Paul, Jason was a perfect 4 for 4 in the second half. And in the first half, Paul, he was 2 for 5. He did have an interception that he suffered in the first half. But Paul
made a great hit at the end of the play. I don't know if you remember it or not, but yeah, he's quietly had a good football game.
I have him for 5 for 9 in the football game for 116 yards throwing the football. So a fine effort tonight. Paul, a lot of heroes for the Warriors out on the field tonight. Of course, the big kick by Bass as well, of course, to give them the lead there to start the second half, as a foot will let it carry into the end zone. And New Albany will set up shot 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Ellis has ran for 2, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that that I believe that Brian has a touchdown, Patrick. I believe that Jason has thrown for one and ran for one. Ron Winter has one. If I'm not mistaken, it is all seniors that have accounted for all their touchdowns tonight. If I'm not mistaken, it has been a senior that's been responsible for pretty much every score the Warriors have had, except for the exception of the field goal or the field goal by the kicker, and of course his extra points. But and man, what a young weapon he is going to be. I mean, Bass is just probably one of the premier young kickers in high school football. I mean, he really has a great future.
Well, you're exactly right, Paul. And of course, the Warriors here look like they're going to win their 8th game of the season here tonight, and of course play a big game next week at Corinth.
Well, we turn real quickly to that football game, and it's kind of like last week. I know last week was Friday the 13th, and things didn't go real well over in Ripley. And you know, last year, Patrick, Corinth in Pontotoc, the game came down to the wire. It was probably on the last drive. I think me and Mike actually did that game, and Brown and company had an opportunity to win the football game, and the Warriors kept them out of the end zone. And you know, I mean, we've got to go over there next week and play probably the right now. I would say if not they may not be the best. I still believe Ripley is the best 3A team besides maybe Shannon and Houston in the area. But you know, right now probably Corinth may be playing as well or better than anybody.
Well, I agree, Paul. They're playing awfully well. It'll be a tough test over there next week when the Warriors travel over there to play them, of course. But the season will be on the line, Paul. The Warriors definitely will need a win, of course. We don't know the number of points that they'll have to win by or whatever we understand there is a number of points the Warriors will have to win by to make the playoffs. But importantly, Paul, they can enjoy a win tonight here this final season. Big hit right there is on defense. Ron Winter, Paul, came up to make a big jarring hit right there here on that play, and it's going to be 4th down. And New Albany is going to be forced to punt the football. Paul, I have the Warriors unofficially with 182 yards running the football, coupled with 116 through the air. So the Warriors came back here and put some pretty good offensive numbers on the board as they put 298 yards of total offense on the board here tonight.
Well, the ball boy got the official. That's probably one of the best things that's happened tonight. These guys have been lost, and they just made them look lost that much the more because the ball boy from New Albany took one of them's head off. I mean, basically with the football. But, you know, I mean, real quickly, I don't know, as they set up the little screen pattern, pretty well set up. And a nice open field tackle also up the field by Braden Bishop. Braden did a good job of upending the ball carrier, Pat. Nice little open field tackle. But, you know, Mike and Pat, it's kind of been a shame. Pontotoc last year was kind of the odd man out in the playoff hunt. You know, and this year, I mean, have a chance. I mean, go over there, play against Corinth tomorrow, next Friday night, and win the football game. I think, of course, you have to win, like you said, by a certain amount of points. Coaches can't let the kids. I mean, they have to just play football. I mean, you can't worry about that. But you know, if I'm not mistaken, next year, Patrick, the playoffs change differently. I don't know if you knew that or not, Mike, but I think they changed drastically. My understanding is next year that it's going to be some type of different alignment. And whereas last year, had that been the case, Pontotoc would have still made the playoffs. I think they're going to take 4 teams, if I'm not mistaken, from each division.
Are they going to?
Is that your understanding? My understanding.
Are they going to enlarge the divisions? More teams in each division?
I think they're going to enlarge it, or something's going to happen. I know that there's some kind of changes in Mississippi high school football. The Mississippi High School Activities Association have made a change, and there is going to be some type of different playoff format starting next football season. In 01, there are going to be a few more playoff berths that will be at stake.
Well, Paul, I have Ellis Scott with 73 yards running the football. Of course, we mentioned a few moments ago the fine night by the Warriors senior receiver, Paul. Of course, a few moments ago, Brian Rucker. As Pontotoc's going to win this one, 38-14 going away. It wasn't as easy, Paul, as it looked on the final score. But, Paul, I tell you what, a big win, a big division win. And these seniors go out here, Paul, with a big win at home. Put themselves in position to be a factor in this division, Paul. The remainder, whatever happens, I see a very emotional Kevin Westbrook and other players here on the sideline. Paul, you can see it's really hit them that they realize this is the last time they'll get to wear that black jersey possibly here. And a very emotional moment for some of those young men. Season not over, Paul. They've got an opportunity. This team is capable of going over there and winning next week. And, of course, they've just got to go over there and play well and, of course, have an opportunity to win the game. Anything can happen when you get over there. And, of course, Paul, I guess we got to name a player of the game. I think without question, Paul, the play of the game was by Rob Pickett. Let's just give the young man the player of the game. He probably made the play that put the Warriors in position to get a little bit of momentum and probably win this football game. And I think that he played a well of a game against Ripley, Paul. The young man, we'll just call him the player of the game, played a phenomenal game. Been a lot of other heroes. Jason McBride played well. Brian Rucker, Ellis Scott. Of course, Braden Bishop and Ron Winter made plays on defense. But we'll have to name that young man player of the game. And, of course, the Warriors win this one going away in the fourth quarter, 38-14.
I think you're exactly right. I couldn't agree with more with that statement. Patrick Rob Pickett should be the player of the game. The young man he saved the day. I mean, if not for the play before halftime, I don't know if the score is what it is right now. So there's no question that he should be the young man that is the player of the game.
And that's going to wrap it up here in the booth. We'll get down and get a few player interviews to end this one. But from up here atop the Pontotoc High School field, the Pontotoc High School football stadium here in the field, of course, in the press box, Pontotoc wins this one 38-14, moved their seasonal mark to 8 wins against a loss, and, of course, still have the 1 loss in division play, setting up the big matchup next week at Corinth, where everything will be on the line. The Warriors in a must-win situation to make the playoffs have kept themselves alive and will be a factor next week in a big game next week at Corinth. Once again, Pontotoc 38, New Albany 14. We'll talk to you in just a few. Linebacker Rob Pickett. Rob, I tell you what, you played awfully well last week against Ripley. One of the only bright spots in the whole game this week, we thought, defensively. Of course, you made the play of the game tonight. I mean, you came up, made a play defensively. New Albany, like they were poised to maybe get on the scoreboard and put a little distance and get a lead right there before the end of the first half. You stepped in front of the football and made a big play. Yes. And on the scoreboard, give us some momentum going on.
Yeah, they came back and scored on us, and we felt the momentum was going their way. We just had to come up with a change, and we just ran a gut check on us, and we just happened to make the throw, and I got under it. Tried my best to
Rob, it was definitely a momentum turn. It was a play of the game, and of course, obviously, gave the Warriors a spark they needed. Of course, we were able to get 6 on the board, put 1 on the end zone. Congratulations. He's getting interviewed, sorry. Appreciate it, Rob. Congratulations. Some big plays tonight. Big night for us. Last home football game this season. Good night, here maybe in a couple of weeks we can get back to it. Find a way to win next week. Back here. That's right. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. We practiced hard all week, and just like you said, I mean, this is a good chance to be our last home game, but then again, it may not be our last home game. If Kasuth could pull out a victory tonight and we beat Corinth by 9 points, I think we still have a chance and we can still come back here and play. But like you said, we wanted to bring everything to the table tonight. I mean, we didn't know for sure if this was our last game, so we had to put everything out there and just go 110% in everything that we did.
There was a magical figure. We understand it was 9 points. You guys need to win by next week, but the seniors played well tonight. All the seniors stepped up, and particularly we talked about the play that Pickett made. I mean, you just can't put that word in. I mean, that's unbelievable. Right there before halftime, they really have the momentum and moving the football very well against us, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he's got the ball going the other way with it. That's really changed the whole complexion of the football.
I talked to him at halftime, and he come up to me, and he could just barely see straight. And I said, Rob, that was an incredible catch that you made. I was on the other side, and it looked like he just crisscrossed his whole body and just reached out and caught the ball and went almost 70-something yards, and still almost scored down there.
Super job. He just got a little bit more energy about him not to score. A great play.
That's what I told him. He did an excellent job tonight. He did an excellent job last week too.
He was a bright. Congratulations, big win tonight. Look forward to next week. I think it's going to be a challenge. It will be fun playing against probably what will be maybe the premier athlete in this division, Brian Brink.
He's a great athlete. Remember he played here last year, and he was just a sophomore last year. And he was a super athlete last year. And we know that we've got to really contain him and he's a main part of their offense. I just believe that if we can come out and play and put everything we got into it, then I think that we can just really look ahead on the road and just not give up.
Never give up. Congratulations for what team this week. Appreciate it. Congratulations, Ryan Winter, wide receiver, defensive back, made some big plays defensively. The touchdown catch had to be quite squeaky. Yes, sir. It kind of was a big play. It was they had just cut the score to 17 to 14, and looked like we were in for a battle in trouble. Nice drive, came back with a little play. Kind of explain exactly what type of play it was.
I've been running this play where I run a backside post, and the defense always comes up, moves up on us. And I've told Coach, quarterback get time, they'll be wide open. And he called it for me, and I was wide open. So
it's good play. It's well designed play. Of course, Jason did a good job of delivering the football. Jason had a good football game. Ran for a score and threw for another one. And played well. The seniors really stepped up tonight. I thought that it's quite obvious. I know y'all made the plays. It's a team effort. But in your last football game, possible. I hope it's not. Hopefully, it could be some other action here on this football field for the playoffs. But the last regular season football game. Well, and of course, he did a good job and had a great football game. Have a big task next week against a very good football team. I promise you, the Warriors will win next week. There's a lot of guys running the line. What do you think about Ryan Brown and that crew next week? Good football.
Yeah, they're a good football team, but I mean, we come out every week practicing our tails off, and if we keep doing like we've been doing, I don't think we'll make it.
Well, I hope that things work out. There'll be a chance. There'll be a lot of young men will give it all they have next week. Congratulations on this one. Get ready for the Warriors performance next week. Coach Robbins, congratulations. Big win here tonight. Still keeps you alive in this playoff. And to have it, the kids responded.
Right, our kids played a great game tonight after having a terrible night last Friday night, and came back, and I was real proud of them, the way they played, real proud of our seniors. They got the win on their last home game, and those guys have done a terrific job for us leading our football team. And those guys, since they were freshmen there, I believe they're 34 and 13, so they've had a good career at 4 years. And
about 8 wins a year.
Right, we're very proud of them.
You know, I thought we all talked about playing the football, you had to do the pick and interception right before half. And the young man just laid it on the line. He really was, in a lot of ways, we thought was a young man. Was the one bright spot last week. He played hard, never gave up. He has really improved over the last couple of football seasons.
Rob has played hard for us every Friday night. He's very consistent, and we had a good game last week. Like I said, he had 15 tackles last week in losing cause, and this week we're battling it out. It's 7-7, and he comes up with a big interception right before halftime, and gets some momentum going for us going into the half.
Yeah, you made a good point a couple minutes ago. You said the seniors were the young men that stepped up for you tonight, Coach. And if you think about it, I think Blythe threw for one, ran for another. I think Ellis had maybe 2 scores. I thought Brian Russell maybe played as well just tonight, maybe as he's played all season. He really seemed to have a mission in mind, young man. He had a touchdown right before the football game as well. Seemed to play well.
Right, we know to win football games, we got to have people to make plays, and these guys stepped up and made plays for us tonight, just like they have all season, and they've been great leaders for us this season.
Well, next week we know it's a challenge. They're definitely one of the good football teams in the area, not only in the area, in the entire state. And Coach, I don't think I work in Corinth. I don't think they've ever had an undefeated season in the history of their high school football team. I hear all their folks talk about it, and it's something they want back. And quite frankly, we're probably in the last stumbling block. Comment a little bit about the challenge that we'll have in hand against a very fine football team.
Well, we're just glad to be in the position we're in, where we've got a chance, to play for a playoff spot. And Coach Mitchell, they've done a great job at Corinth, and they've gotten better every year. And said they've got a great football team this year, and we've got a great football team. So I think it's going to be a battle, and we've got one thing in mind, and that's making the playoffs. And it doesn't matter who we're playing, we're going to do whatever we can to win the football game.
Well, Coach, I think we're now, 8 wins, 1 loss on the season. Of course, only 1 loss in divisional play as well. So still a lot of football to be played. These next 2 games are crucial, but you don't want to look ahead, but the next game is always what the coaches tell you. That's the most important one. The next game, I guess, is Palmer. So, that's the one that I guess that kind of the bell cow. It's the game you, for all intents and purposes, it's the one that your season is going to basically be determined.
Right. These guys started way back in August and worked hard over the summer, and you know, this is what they did all that for, to have a chance, and we've got a chance next Friday night, so we're where we want to be.
Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations to all your football players, your staff as well. Seniors played hard tonight. Good luck to you next week in this game.
Thanks very much.
Big Rod, senior quarterback for the Warriors. Jason, big game. Stepped up really big here tonight in your final home football game of the 2000 season, your senior season. Big game for you tonight.
So we knew we had to come out hard with the effort we came out last week. We knew that wasn't even enough, so we had to come out and prove times that we're still in this and try to go into the playoffs.
Jason, we hadn't really, hadn't really, give you the accolades you deserve. You've quietly done a good job for this team this year. I mean, you just a little bit of a quiet leader, but you came out and you've done the job week in and week out. I had you 5 of 9 for 116 yards unofficially tonight. Of course, they cut the lead to 17-14. You guys go right back down the field and throw that 33-yard pass to Ron Winter. Well, that was a very big throw and catch. The Warriors really needed it right there because they were breathing right down their necks right there and had a chance to get back in the game. Good throw right there. Really probably the play of the game, other than the interception by Pickett.
We knew that if Albany got a good football team, we knew we would let them hang around, and they took the game.
Jason, big win for you. You had a good night. You've had a good senior season. And I know you guys have a big one next week against Corinth. I know you're looking forward to it. I hope you guys go out there and prepare all week and get after and see if we can get that win over next week at Corinth. So, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations. We've had you on here before this year. I guess it's probably last year, the year before that as well. This was a sweet win. Could be the last game possibly that you might play here on this field. But unless we can get the playoffs and maybe we can win a couple games and get us in that position and maybe host another one in the playoffs. But the seniors put together tonight. Congratulations to you. I think you had 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. About 73 yards on the night rushing is what we had you with unofficially. Good football game against a good football team.
Yeah. We knew Albany was going to be tough, pretty hard, because last week was a big downfall for us. So we put out very hard this week in practice and everything. So I guess, like they say, practice makes perfect. We came out here and showed us what we had.
That's something I'd like to ask you about. Being resilient is something that's important, particularly in your football. It's such a game of emotion. Last week, you go on a roller coaster. I mean, one week you're down, the next week things are going okay. But it's kind of hard to pick yourselves up after a loss like that. Did you guys do anything special, or is it just something you had to just put out of your mind this week in practice?
We had to put that loss out of mind because we know we played terrible, so we knew we had to better ourselves just to bring ourselves back up for this game this week.
Yeah, they had some people. Albany did. It's the first time that we sent them play, of course. But I mean, last year it seems like they have a little bit more fight, a little bit more feistiness about them than they have had in the past. They're real young. It's a really good-looking young player. Quite frankly, at the first of the season, I thought New Albany might be one of the teams that might be one of the downtrodden in this division. Man, they've made great strides, and quite frankly, maybe one of the programs on the rise in this division. It was a difficult task tonight.
Say New Albany, they got a lot of young kids, and they got a little feistiness to them. But they are definitely on the rise, and they're a team to look out for in a couple more years.
Well, you look at it, it was 14 to, I think actually, Rob made the big play before half, and it was 7-7, and they were really on the drive. And after we make it 17-7 here in the third quarter, they come back on a 76-yard touchdown run to 17-14, and then we kind of broke their will from then on. But it was a challenge. I mean, it's also a football team that played Water Valley. If I'm not mistaken, you all played Water Valley right down to the wire. I think they played Cleveland or someone else. They played some good football. And we've been a good football team. A little bit better football team than I think a lot of people realize that they actually were.
New Albany, yes, they are a good football. They are a very good football team. They done almost beat Corinth and them. They're struggling, so they will be definitely a team to look out for.
Real quickly, I know you got to get in with the rest of the rest of the guys. But, a little bit about next week with Brian Brown and company, the lunch from Corinth. Last year, I can remember the game ended almost in this left end zone right here. It was the last drive of the game that they had, and they came down to. You know, you expect a different type of a game from them. Last week it was physical, smash mouth football from their play. This week, with them, it's going to be more finesse, throw the football all over the park. But
I believe we have a good drop back zone defense and everything else, so we should be able to play passing very good on next week.
Well, congratulations, Ellis. Big win tonight. Good luck to you next week against the other Warriors. Maybe we'll find a way to make them a little bit humbler after this time next Friday night. Good luck to you. Congratulations.
You've been watching a presentation of TV7, TV34 Sports, our game of the week on TV7. Thanks for watching TV7, TV34, and all of our cable affiliates. Join us next week for our game of the week in high school football.